Yo, this is Rory. I'm on the Bootleg Kev show, long overdue. Please stream my album, I'm begging you, or find a streaming farm. I thought it'd be different, out tonight. If you know someone that has a streaming farm, I'd really, really appreciate it. But this Bootleg Kev episode is great. We've been meaning to do this shit. Mad salacious clips. We talk about everybody.
Bootleg Kev podcast special guest, the homie Rory is here.
Yes, off the shroom gummies too.
Off the shroom
I
gummies.
took all 7, which I think says...
It's 12, but yes, you're about to have yourself a fucking trip, buddy.
I can't wait. Let's get some headlines.
Yo,
we're both on the list. Oh, sorry. I'm off to the races.
I was gonna say thank you. I wanted to thank you because you and Maul showed me some love. I know there was that complex list that I don't know how you guys didn't make it.
I have some ideas, but it's fine.
But I don't really look into that shit too much, you know. I honestly never expect to make that kind of shit. So when I saw you guys shout me out, it meant a lot. It was cool, man.
Lists aren't important in the scope of things, but they're great to talk about.
Yeah.
I love a list. I'm
Good
never
content.
above arguing about a list or just talking about shit, whether we're on it or not. But I felt you definitely should have been on it for hip hop media.
And you guys should have definitely been on it.
I mean, can we even have the conversation of what is hip hop media now? To me, you do hip hop media. I'm not even quite sure if Maul and I do hip hop media. I'm not sure if the podcast space is very much hip hop media per se.
I think you guys do commentary.
There's touches of it at this point.
Right.
But podcasting has had to expand so much, it's tough to just do the hip hop. That's become niche. How crazy is that? Biggest genre in the world, but podcasting has gotten so big, you can't just do hip hop shit.
I think that's why your guys' shit is so dope, because you guys talk about just everything. Whatever's going on. You guys have a take on it for the most part, you know?
Yeah.
And it's good. How's everything with this album, man? You had sent me, you just sent me the album 20 minutes before you showed up. So I dive all the way in.
I swore I sent it to you before, and then on
you
the way
sent me
here,
a
I was
bunch of songs before.
Yeah.
That are on the album, obviously, but I haven't listened to it front to back. But I know this has been your baby for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I mean, when I started, it was maybe 3 years ago, and luckily, I had a lot of great excuses for why it was taking so long.
Right.
One was the pandemic, obviously, and especially
for great excuse.
Loved it. Can't do anything, right? Also, even with the other pod breakup, I had to reset on a lot of stuff. So even getting Maul and I's show up and running and starting from zero with a whole new show was a task in itself, where the album kind of took a bit of a back seat. Right. So, it was 3 years, but I can't say I worked on it for 3 years. I had to stop for a while, which was good though. Because, there's records. Had I put this album out 2.5 years ago,
right,
I probably would have fucking hated it. And I think I would have regretted it. So, shout out to China for COVID, and shout out to the old show for breaking up.
Shout out to the China virus.
Yeah, it really, I'm sorry for everyone that lost grandparents, but it really helped with my album.
I lost my grandma, yeah.
I
made more money than I ever had in the pandemic, so,
I can tell by the plaques.
Well, these plaques are just fucking... These are bullshit, that they send people who play songs. I had nothing to do with none of these fucking songs.
It broke my heart when I went into certain producers' studios and saw all the plaques, but then realized they were also DJs.
Right.
And the labels used to just send out plaques. I'm like, you worked on the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill? And no.
Yeah, I got a lot of my OG homies who have a big L, a big picture plaque from Raucous.
Yeah.
And then I started to realize damn, everybody who's an old head in the music industry I know has one of these. Not everybody could have worked on this shit. And what did you work on the big picture? You live in LA. What happened? But
there's not one production credit that I see here.
Yeah, so the DJ plaques thing is very whatever. I'm not gonna fucking turn them away. They look nice.
Of course, I'm jealous. I have no plaques. I feel like I should have some, but I just never went to collect.
None of the Emotional Oranges stuff has gone gold yet?
Yeah, we're quadruple platinum in Korea.
So you got to get one of those.
Yeah, I have to get a Korean plaque for sure.
Yeah, listen, for people who don't know, because I feel like a lot of people know you.
Yeah.
But they might not necessarily know your story. Kind of give me a breakdown on how you got even involved. Because I think I first met you at a Henny Palooza in LA maybe 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was downtown. But give me a breakdown of just kind of how you got into the industry. Obviously, we know about the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah. It started well before that. Yeah. So my barber in college by barber, I mean the only guy that had clippers on the floor in the dorm. Shout out to my man Owen, who I'm still really cool with. He was interning at Def Jam, and I didn't even know that was like a thing. Right. I was like, you can do that? Because there was like internship programs at our college. But again, I was like a freshman, so I didn't know much about that. But I assumed like internship was like you interned at the fucking financial aid office. Like I didn't know there was real internships per se. And he was like, yeah, I'll link you with the person I'm interning for, because I guess like legally you could only do one semester over at Def Jam at the time. Right. So I interviewed with Shireen Taylor, who was at RCA forever. She's been in the business forever too. With her, she was the assistant to Gabby Peluso. Ended up getting the internship and kind of just going crazy in that building. Like I was almost teetering on the line of annoying, but like I was right on that consistent line where people fucked with me. But I was in every single department, talking to every single person. Ended up linking with Sha Money, and just even with the neighborhood connection at that time, he took me under his wing. And then where Sha went, I went. So I would say Gabby Peluso, Shireen, and Sha Money were like the three people that really introduced me into the music business. That's actually how I met Benner. Benner was working with Sha Money. Benner's now my manager, and this was when I was 19. I'm 33 now. So
did you meet Benner at one of those random beat conventions in Phoenix?
No,
that Sha Money XL was throwing?
That Sha used to do. What were the producer conferences? What were those called?
Fuck, I don't know. I never could go because at the time I was doing radio in like Middle America. But yeah, I would always see my friends. I'd be like, God damn, this is.
It was the producer conference, and shout out to Sha
Money.
It was dope because ahead of his time, he had every producer you could think
Everybody
of,
was there.
all within like a convention center, and they would have beats battles. They would have like conferences for producers. They would have like tech shit. Like Sha did such a dope thing with that.
You were at those?
No, I was in high school. I think when Sha was doing that stuff. Yeah.
But we don't want to date us too much, you
know. How I actually met Benner, my manager, and as you know, the podcast knows him as well now, was Benner and Sha Money were doing this thing called Def Jam Cypher Sessions. Sha was VP of A&R at Def Jam. Benner was moving around the industry, and they started this thing that was like the main act at Def Jam at the time for their region. So, for example, the first one was with Big Sean, and then a bunch of opening acts, and then an actual cypher at SOBs. Then they did the South one that had Big Crit, Sci-Hi. Then the LA one, the lineup was fucking nuts. I think it was it Kendrick, Dom?
Jesus.
Was Nipsey on that too? YG. And this was 2010?
Jesus.
Yeah, Two Didn't Boot It days.
2010, 2011, yeah.
So they just did different regions, and we did them all at SOBs. I mean, I've talked to Big Sean later in life, and he was like, yo, that Def Jam Cypher Session shit was like kind of the thing that made the building pay attention to me. I wasn't just the what you doing bullshitting kid at that time. Like they were like, hey, maybe we should give him Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay. Right. So it was really cool to be on the ground floor with that stuff. And
by the way, what happened to Roscoe Dash? Anyway, continue.
He could be on an undercard for verses and do all right.
Super undercard.
Yeah, just like, you know, when people are walking in.
It'd be like the Soulja Boy Bow Wow undercard.
No, you have to put more respect on Roscoe Dash's name. He has some hooks that he could go crazy on.
He's got no hands. Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay. All the way turned up.
Yeah, you have Roscoe Dash fucked up.
Has he got a fourth or fifth?
He might have some writing credits that he could play as well.
No, he lives in Arizona, by the way, I heard.
This has just been the Arizona podcast already.
Yeah.
He was on Oh My. Come on.
Shout out, hey, Roscoe Dash. Anyway, we got sidetracked with Roscoe Dash.
But yeah, from there, I met Aristotle, who is a very talented music video director who now is doing feature films. He just went to Sundance. Wow. He has a movie called Story Ave, executive produced by Jamie Foxx, but had a company called By Any Means. He was actually J. Cole's first manager, and we ended up connecting with Kevin Lyles at KWL and kind of just forming like we were their creative team more or less when they had Sean, Trey. That's when 300 came in, so you know, early Migos at that time, early Young Thug at that time, and we were just all on Park Ave with fucking Kev, Leor, and Todd, just
doing the creative.
What the fuck are we doing here? type shit. Leor sat across from me in a desk that's like this.
Wow.
Like not in a cubicle.
That's fucking fire.
And he would just ask me the most intimidating questions all the time with no context. Why should I know you? I don't know.
I was about to say, I feel like he could say anything and be intimidating.
He's an intimidating guy for sure. Really nice guy though. But he's intimidating as fuck.
Like, I'm real tight with his brother Madi, but I've never met Leor. But I just watch all his interviews, and I'm like, this dude, I heard he's really tall.
Yes.
And he just seems like he's just...
He speaks like a Russian hitman.
Yeah.
And he just leads with like every question is odd. to start to meet somebody with, why do I need to know you? And you're like a 19, 20-year-old kid. You know what? You don't need to. I'm gonna just go home.
You don't need to know me, bro. You're rich. Like, I mean.
But no, that speaks to kind of why I think Lior, amongst a million other things, has been so successful in this business. I was just some random kid that was doing shit. And he was like, yo, why? That wasn't a try to shit on me question. That was a try to get to know me. Here's your opportunity to tell me what you guys can do. And no, I didn't say I just want to go home. Right. I showed him stuff we were doing for the smaller artists on 300 of like social clips and like we built.
Was this the Mike Stead era of 300?
No, it was this kid from he's from Washington, not DC, like state. I forgot his name, but we were doing a lot of stuff. Yes, this guy named Macklemore.
Travis Thompson.
Shout out to Travis. So yeah, was the early stuff before like Palooza and the pod hit and everything. I'm sorry if I bored people with my stuff. I never think people want to know that.
So you have like a real. I feel like not a lot. Like maybe people were just, a lot of people see your guys' clips and they don't really necessarily dive all the way in because you guys have like 2 or 3 hour long episodes.
Yeah.
So you have like real roots in the music industry.
But and both sides too. Like I did the label shit, I did the creative shit, I did the independent shit. Like I've kind of had every single aspect of the music industry, which I'm happy about.
And then you guys obviously created a dope brand, Henny Palooza, which toured. I mean,
for forever. Then to Duce Palooza.
Duce Palooza. Is Duce Palooza now, or is it still a thing?
It's not a thing, no.
Okay, it's done.
I don't know if I'm officially allowed to say that, but we're not coming back.
It's over.
Yeah, sorry if we didn't have like more of a whole closing type thing. But yeah, we ended at the Barclays.
That's a way to
COVID, seriously, jokes aside, was a huge part of that. And then also after COVID, like we all got kind of old.
Right.
Like that shit becomes exhausting when you're traveling around the world
drinking.
Yeah, like a lot.
Yeah.
It becomes really, really tiring. So I mean, it was an era. It was an incredible thing. I think it's in the lineage of parties within the culture. Like I think
it's up there.
In no way am I like saying we're the tunnel, but for our era, like that's a staple for our era as far as what was going on in hip hop at the time with parties. And 100%. I think we changed how parties are now. Like the day party is the thing now. The branded party is the thing.
Right.
The clubs,
it's the thing.
The clubs are have been dying. I think they're trying to make a comeback with these new set of kids.
Yeah,
these new set of kids are naive.
I just opened a club in Scottsdale, and it's like it's been fucking great. It's been amazing. But we've been lucky. We kind of filled. There was no hip hop clubs left in AZ, so we opened a spot and opened it right before Super Bowl.
Whatever happened to that rapper Juice from?
He goes by Richie Evans now.
He was really dope.
Still is dope. Richie's dope. He's OG Muggs. My boy OG Muggs manages him, who's like Tech 9 security and E40 security, and he just performed at Gary V's VCon.
Okay. A little different than Black Wall Street, but yeah.
He goes by Richie Evans now.
He was dope. I always liked Juice a lot.
Juice was dope. Yeah. The Black Wall Street. And then we had Hot Rod, who was signed to G Unit. And then we had Willie North Pole, who was signed to Ludacris.
I remember Willie North Pole. And of course I remember Hot Rod. Hot Rod had a record with Mary J.
He did. It was called Be Easy. Mm-hmm. And the thing about Hot Rod is he still lives in Arizona. He's kind of like a social media, like he runs some funny pages and stuff. Shout out to him. I think his shit's Good Times Jackson on Instagram. But he was really from Sacramento. So Arizona really never embraced him like that because he was from Sacramento.
Okay. Well, we all thought he was from Arizona.
Repped AZ.
That was a weird time in G Unit. To begin
Super
with.
Weird. That was like when you could tell it was like, I remember when I was super excited that MOP and Mobb Deep were on G Unit. Blood Money was a decent album. There were some good singles on there. MOP never dropped an album on G Unit, did they?
Not that I remember, no. But I thought, even in my young, naive time at that, when they signed Mobb Deep, I love Mobb Deep, and I didn't think it was over for Mobb Deep. I just thought it was weird that G Unit was signing acts older than them. And I was like, this is odd.
The MOP signing.
And I love MOP.
Warriors is one of my favorite albums. I fucking love MOP. I was like, this is cool. Like, shout out to, as a kid, I wasn't thinking to myself, like, why is 50 signing guys that are older than him and underground as fuck?
Yeah.
I was just like, this is lit. Like, I didn't think anybody was liked MOP but me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just figured it was all some petty shit behind the scenes. Because wasn't MOP on Rockefeller?
Yep.
Then I think.
Yes.
And then there was some other G Unit petty beef that he also signed.
That
the
actually makes a lot of sense.
There was something going on.
Fuck you, Hove. I'm signing MOP. By the way, the You Don't Know remix, It's the only version of the song I prefer.
Yeah, I agree.
Blueprint too. You know what I mean?
I'm glad this is the only podcast I can have juice conversations on. This is why. Sorry I didn't cover my regular press run shit. I just want to talk about juice from Arizona.
Shout out to Juice. Richie Evans. Yeah, so you obviously, did you ever have any sort of like idea that you would even, because you're pretty like, I wouldn't say you're like an outward personality. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I agree.
you're a pretty like chill dude. Like, did you have ever any sort of aspirations to be a personality? Or I mean, obviously you fell into the podcast situation.
No, by any means, absolutely not. Like even with Palooza, everyone knows Palooza. You never saw me unless you saw me losing my mind backstage, running around working. Like I never wanted to be on stage. Even when they would do like the moments of the toast and all that shit, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's shyness. I don't know if it's only child thing. I'm just not. I don't like attention. It makes me feel really, really uncomfortable, and not in like the cool way people say it. Like it makes me really uncomfortable. So I didn't. But podcasting is drastically different in that regard. Like when we started the podcast, I was, producing it for the first beginning of it before I got on episode 7, whatever the fuck it was. But that was very much a comfortable thing because it was amongst friends. It was something we could control. Like, and it's you. Like Palooza with the host on stage and shit. Like you have to be the bravado, the charismatic. Like that's something that I don't possess. So that would come across very inauthentic and corny, and I would look nuts. Yeah, very cringy. Yeah. Yes, I don't think you want me to be
like, yo, put your motherfucking hands up.
I love swag surf, but I should not be leading it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Put your arm around the motherfucker. We're about to do the swag surf.
And even like
left to right. I'm Rory.
It's gonna be my new drop, actually. I'm Rory. And even with radio, like there is calmer radio personalities, but there is very much the Flex or Star, or even Ebro has a lot of bravado.
Especially in New York.
Yeah, but that's a little tamer. Like Envy's been very successful as a radio personality. Rosenberg too, and they're not like really loud people in that regard. But podcasting was even more in my corner. I could just be myself the entire time. I don't have to turn something on like, all right, we're back from a commercial break, and it's like that was number 10. Like it would just feel corny to me, and I think it would come across that way. So it was never something I wanted to do. But podcasting for sure, and that's opened me up, to other things that I probably wouldn't have done. Like even with the live shows, I shot my own live show for the rollout of this album. Like I got more comfortable in that space, knowing that I can do it myself and do it the way I want to do, rather than the structure of what a radio would be, or what a party host would be, or a TV host would be. I can do the shit the way I want to, and that's why I love podcasting.
And you're obviously not screaming all over your album.
No, I fucking wish.
Shout out Ari Lennox, Dreamville!
I thought about it.
Another 2.
I thought about it. I actually had I had a good amount of skits that were pod related throughout the album, like in the early phases of it. But then it started to feel too much, not parody, I wouldn't use that word, but it felt too much like the pod shit. Like this wasn't as serious as what the album became.
You kind of wanted people to like, I respect it. Like you want people to take the music very serious, and I'd be like, what is this? This is the podcast guy.
And it was fun with someone like the pod skits I had in between, and maybe I will do that one day after I hope people take me seriously on this one. But yeah, it felt like I was doing a joke.
Do you, because obviously there has been like, compilation albums have been a thing in hip hop forever.
Sure.
But even more recently, someone like Khaled, who's fucking huge, and the Metro Boomin produces, but that's one of my favorite albums in recent memory. There hasn't really been somebody, I could be wrong, but there really hasn't been somebody in my peripherals that has done the R&B route.
No, you can think of like a Robert Glasper who's producing everything and putting like Black Radio 3 was one of my favorite albums last year. So there's always been those type of like producer albums per se in
you're like
R&B.
Curating.
Yeah, and still
beats.
No, still very much have a hand in the production, arranging, and writing of everything. Not to the degree, of course, that Robert Glasper does, but very much a part of each record. I think R&B needed that because it started out more as like an original playlist is what I was going to call it. Like, let me get original records from artists and put together my own playlist of original music. And then that turned into like, hey, this feels more like an album. And I've never seen anyone in R&B do this. And even with like the Khaled perspective, he gets the biggest names, which is great. But there is, especially now, such a subgenre where superstars aren't as important anymore.
For sure.
And fans have these huge cult fan bases. Like, you know, when you go on streaming and it says an artist page, you may like under here.
Yeah.
That's almost this version in an album. Because there's so many like artists that people have not heard of, but they've heard of another artist. And this fan base is just waiting to hear from this artist. So let's put them together. And then you do get moments where I'll get a Jay Electronica and put him on a song with Reggie, who is brand new. That would never happen on a Khaled project. It would just be Jay Electronica and fucking Jay-Z.
Yeah, it's like, let me do some stuff that wouldn't happen otherwise unless I do it.
And I'm a huge Griselda fan. I've
Conway's on the album.
always wanted to hear Conway on something that would be more played at H&M. More of a dance record. You know, something you can try on tight t-shirts too. And Conway doesn't sound weird on it at all.
No, yeah, that's one of the records you sent me. That's fucking shout out to Conway, who I feel like Conway can really do anything.
Oh, I don't think I told this story. Ben, I may have told this on Hot 97, I don't know. When I sent it to Conway, I met up with him at Engine Room in the city. And he was like, why did you send me that record? And I was like, oh, fuck. What the fuck did I do? Because, you know, just like Leor, he's an intimidating guy just for different reasons.
Right. Probably had a cigarette or a backbone in his hand.
Yeah, and a whole bottle of Hennessy.
Yes.
And he was like, why'd you send me that type of record? I was like, I mean, I just wanted to hear you on something like that. And he was like, no, thank you. Everyone just sends me beats that sound like Alchemist or
Like
Derringer
beats.
And he was like, I would have done the verse for you because like I fuck with you. But when you sent that, like I got excited to come cut this verse. Finally, someone sent me something that wasn't in the same realm whenever they want a fucking Griselda feature. So that like those types of sessions were like real wins to me behind the scenes. Like I was able to get artists to do shit that they wanted to do, but maybe didn't have the opportunity to do as far as sound.
A lot of times these guys get typecasted with the type of beats they get sent. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I heard there was a, I don't know if Conway ever played you the song he had that's never going to come out, but we've talked about it on the podcast, but he had a record with Hitmaker that was on a Hitmaker beat that sampled, I think it sampled some Biggie or something.
Yeah, I have the record on my phone.
A Boogie's on it.
Sorry, I choked on my
You know,
my
that
tequila.
record's fucking crazy.
Super crazy.
It's like a radio single.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna speak on the politics of what stopped that, but that record was crazy. It was a Biggie sample,
Yeah.
A Boogie.
I think someone else on it. Maybe Jeremiah. Maybe
Yes, could be. I have it in my phone from a long
great
time
record.
ago. But there's a lot of those beats that I feel like Griselda wanted to do and had to wait. But I think they took their time in the right way. I think what Benny's doing, I think, you know, Conway with the Justice League thing that's about to come out as well is perfect. And yeah, I think they've changed their sound.
I just watched the entirety of your guys' blog era Jeopardy or whatever the fuck it was. I watched the whole thing.
Shout out to It's the Real, Jeff, Eric.
Yeah, because they have the new podcast,
Which is phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah,
The
I
Blog
listened to
Era
the first
podcast.
episode. It was great because I was like, "Wow, the blog era. This is my life."
Yeah.
But that was great, man. That was a fucking.
Yeah, it was fun to do.
You won too. I think you.
Of course,
you
that's my
smoked everybody.
That's my era.
Yeah.
That's definitely my era. And I mean, and we're on home turf, SOB stage. Like that's where I was birthed.
Oh, it was at SOBs.
Yeah, we did. People, if you know type of thing. That was
I've
more.
been SOB once.
It was such a staple for New York City and the blog era. It was like we could shoot this at my crib, we could shoot this at some stage, but doing it at SOBs made it feel cooler, even if no one realized we were at SOBs.
Who to you is like the biggest blog era? Woulda, coulda, what if?
Charles Hamilton by far.
Oh my God, me too.
No, it's not even close. And I mean that respectfully. I don't mean that in like.
I remember there was that YouTube video of Charles Hamilton backstage. I think The Game was in it. Was Kanye there?
Yes,
And like
I know what you're
fucking
talking about.
Charles Hamilton was snapping.
He was
There was like the Green Lantern mixtape with where he sampled "Stained" outside. I'm on the
Yep.
Wait, am I confusing that with fucking? That's Charles Hamilton, right?
I'm sure he's sampled Stain before. I can almost guarantee it.
I'm confusing that or a Mood Music.
But I mean,
sample.
Joe also sampled that.
Yeah.
Pink Lava Lamp was one of my favorite from the blog era as far as mixtapes. And if you look at Charles Hamilton, outside of just his sheer talent, he had Jimmy Iovine, and Jimmy Iovine banked on him too. That's a different type of animal when you have Jimmy Iovine. That's why he's in rooms with Game and Kanye that early. And
He
it
had
just
the pink back. Was it the pink backpack? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just, listen, man, mental health and prayers to him. I know he still does make music, but I'm always been a Charles Hamilton fan. I don't mean that in a way like,
dude, me too.
You shit the bed, but I know
guy
he went through a lot
for him.
He was even, I think, 2 years ahead of even where music was about to go with the blog era, as far as, I don't like the word nerd, but switching over to that. Charles
being like an actual nerdy guy. Yeah.
Like, yeah, he referred to himself as a blogger before, like.
For sure. I remember there was a song that he sampled. He sampled like the sounds of like Windows and like, I forget what it was, but he also had that high output that got to the point where I was just like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Z-Share fucking links this guy's fucking dropping. He had like fucking 30 mixtapes, and then he ended up beefing with Royce over the Dilla thing.
Yeah, which was a mistake. But that's being...
It felt like that was the beginning.
That's being the quote-unquote nerd and not realizing, even if you are from Harlem, Cleveland, whatever, like, not knowing that you're just a Jay Dilla fan, but not realizing how offensive that could be to the family, that you just said your album was executive produced by him, and
like
he passed...
Yeah.
You didn't even doubt, like, you didn't even steal some Dilla beats from the internet. Like, you just said you saw him in a dream and he executive produced it. And it's like, that can get really offensive to people that were friends with him, and now he's dead. Like,
yeah, he tried to make
and Detroit is just not one of those cities.
He tried to make a
comeback. They protect Jay Dilla.
When he tried to make a comeback a few years ago, was it 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, he did an interview on Hot 97. I think he had a record out with Rita Ora was like the comeback.
I think so.
I could be wrong, but I think Rita Ora. And he looked healthy, but you could tell he was like really, really on meds. Like meds had mellowed him out like a little too much.
Right.
And I think he just wasn't ready for a comeback, because it didn't look like there was creativity. It just looked like he was medded the fuck out.
Didn't make it onto your album.
I would definitely work with Charles Hamilton depending on where his health was, as far as like a human being.
He's an alien, bro. He's amazing.
And all the stunts that he did at that time, we would deem genius had there been a different result. And I think a lot of the result had to do with his mental health and the situations he was in. But all that shit we're talking about with the 30 albums, all the internet shit he was doing, only putting music out on his website, even the stunts he was doing with the Lady Gaga shit, the Rihanna shit, even down to the Jay Dilla thing to some degree, if that would have panned out better and he wasn't who he was as a person, we would be like, Charles Hamilton is a genius.
He mastered the internet first.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And it's ahead of his time.
And that's what's so crazy about the internet and artists. Like, it just takes like one or two things that can change your entire legacy from looking like a genius to looking like an absolute lunatic.
I always say that shit about Riff Raff. I'm like, guys, Riff Raff was so ahead of the clout era. Like, he was like the original like SoundCloud clout rapper. He was just doing this motherfucker got a World Star tattoo, a BET tattoo.
What is he like? What does he do now?
He still raps. He's just yoked. Like, he looks like a fucking, bro, he looks like a gnarly wrestler, bro. Like, he's got a mullet and fucking shades, and I don't know, man.
I'd never really paid attention to Riff Raff like that.
I always just loved his YouTube videos where he would just ramble. Because he would just say, like, he's genuinely like a fucking funny guy.
Yeah.
But I never dived into Riff Raff's music. I did DJ for him once at Ultra in Miami.
Please let me know how that went.
It was good.
Like, how'd you guys put the set list together? Can you tell me the green room? Like,
so I got hit up to
what was on the rider?
I don't know about that.
How many times did he use the bathroom?
I was living in Tampa at the time. And at the time, Riff Raff's got a fucking iced out shark grill.
Naturally. Yeah,
so
of course.
Going, right. So they needed a DJ. My boy Mike Lieberman was working with him. So I ended up DJing for him at Ultra. And at the, like, he's performing, bunch of girls. He's got like all these cutouts of himself and his husky. He's got a husky that's famous.
Okay.
And then, like, on the fly, he decides he wants to DJ an EDM set, like, on my computer with my library. Right?
Yeah. So you had everything set up.
No, I didn't.
I know. I'm joking.
So, I'm trying to like talk him through, like, there's like mix show intro versions of songs. And I'm like on the fly trying to like help him.
Hip hop DJ trying to teach someone who's never DJ'd how to do an EDM set
in the middle of
during his set
at Ultra. Yeah. And it was
perfect.
It was a fucking mess. Good guy though. Good guy.
You guys still stay in contact?
We haven't talked for a while. He's a nice guy though. I like Riff. He lived in Chandler, Arizona for a while. Him and his Huskies. Nice guy.
Everything does go back to Arizona, I guess.
They do. What do you want from me, man? Go Suns. But yeah, shout out to Riff Raff. You know who else was a big what if for me was XV.
Oh, love XV, yeah. Oh, wow, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Wichita album.
Yeah, XV was dope.
Executive produced by Just Blaze. Zero Heroes.
What did happen to XV?
I still follow him. He just put out some music, but he had that out. He had Zero Heroes, which was so fire.
Yeah, pre-blog era, and I was talking to Jeff and Eric about this. I don't think it ever made it on camera though. There was a time when I thought Drake and Nicholas F were a group.
Because they were
because at a time even before blogs per se, it was just like there would just be websites where they would just post a bunch of fucking music. Mm-hmm. There was like 35 Drake and Nicholas F shit, and then Comeback Season came out, and I was like, oh, did they split up?
Yeah, what happened to that guy too? By the way,
Nicholas F has been around. I actually think he was doing something in media.
I remember there was a random Fonte Drake record. Was Nicholas F on it with them?
No, you're talking about Think Good Thoughts. That was not a random record. Relax, it's an incredible record.
But it was like a Lucy.
No, it was on Comeback Season. 9th did the beat.
Oh,
Elzai, I think, was supposed to. There's an Elzai verse that didn't make it, I believe. And I'm really nerding out now. Comeback Season, Think Good Thoughts, Fonte, Drake.
You have Fonte on this album.
I do, yes, which is like
amazing.
Bigger than having Hove on it to me.
I fucking love Little Brother.
My favorite artist, and it's not even close.
Fonte is a special guy. It's crazy how historically slept on he is, how talented he is. He's an amazing singer, too. You got him singing or rapping?
Singing.
Yeah, because he could sing. What was the projects he was putting out?
Foreign Exchange.
Foreign Exchange.
This is very much
What's the producer's name?
Nicolay.
Yeah.
Nicolay was very talented. Other side on my album is definitely Fonte, and shout out to Be My Fiasco, who's signed to Fonte, extremely talented singer from North Carolina. It's very much in the early Foreign Exchange house bag, which was some of my favorite stuff. Like, I was a rap nerd fan, but Little Brother, as far as like even the samples Ninth would pick, or Fonte getting into the Foreign Exchange bag, kind of not, of course, introduced me to R&B, but as a young kid that was such a hip hop nerd, it made me pay attention to it and start to do the deep dives I had done with the hip hop shit.
But on the R&B side.
Yeah, so Fonte being on this R&B project is like such a full circle moment, because so much of what he was putting out when I was 12 years old was on this album. Like what I started to appreciate within R&B came from that type of stuff.
Do you like Minstrel Show or The Listening more?
Minstrel Show. I don't know if I'm allowed. I don't know if either of us are allowed to say that.
I like Minstrel. Oh, I mean, yeah, because the name of the album. But I fucking love Minstrel Show.
Listening, of course, is incredible and a classic. But as much as I am their underground rap nerd fan, I am very much just equally as big a fan of hip hop that people would say isn't real hip hop, like popular hip hop.
Right.
I'm really into that type of stuff, and the Minstrel Show to me was the perfect balance for Little Brother, where they had to try some shit where their core fan base may not like, but someone like me loves that shit. Like go to Atlantic, go try to get a hit record, because I like hit records. I'm not that nerdy fan. It's like, don't sell out. Like, no, sell out a little bit. It could work.
A hit. A hit's a hit for a reason. It's And
I mean, of course, they did, but they ran into politics with Loving It. But to me, so musically, like Minstrel Show is perfect. The Listening is very much in that college dorm, which
and you kind of look like Joe Scudda a little, so you probably were like, "Yo, Joe Scudda,
yes,
I could make it too."
Who is a friend, and every time in Atlanta walks around with me. And
he's got a restaurant in Atlanta, right?
He does, yeah.
Shout out to Joe Scudda.
And every time I go to his restaurant in Atlanta, the staff always ask me if I'm related to him. Every single time.
Really?
I walk in, you're Joe's cousin? No, just a fan.
That's big to have Fonte on the project. You got Drums on there.
Yes.
Ari Lennox. Mm-hmm. Who else is on this?
James Fauntleroy is on the project. I mean, can I brag?
Of course.
Maybe I'm the only one that finds that fucking insane.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who James Fauntleroy is? Mm-mm. He's probably one of the greatest writers of all time. Are you familiar with Cocaine 80s?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's the singer of Cocaine 80s.
Oh, shit. See?
Yeah. Do you like the 2020 Experience by Justin Timberlake?
Cocaine 80s was the shit that No ID was
No
producing.
ID produced James
I just was with
Fauntleroy.
No ID last night. That's crazy.
Let him know we want another Cocaine 80s project. Yeah, he also wrote all of 2020 Experience for Justin Timberlake. He's written for Beyonce.
My favorite Justin Timberlake album.
Yeah. He's a legend to me, and Cocaine 80s is by far one of my favorite groups, even though there is only 4 mixtapes.
I remember, those tapes were crazy.
And I was even looking up old tweets when we put that record out, and it was kind of like a really cool full circle moment, and made me like feel a little Stanish about the amount of times like I was tweeting James Fauntleroy in 2010. But
yo, it's crazy how long ago that is, bro. If you think about like, I was just talking to my boy because we were talking about high school, and I was like, bro, high school was 20 years ago. 20. Like, that shit's crazy. That shit feels like it was like 6 years ago. Like,
it's just terrifying to look at what I thought.
For sure. I've had to delete so much shit on my Twitter, bro.
And not even on like the cancellation. That's not what I'm talking about.
Just
or
all
like,
the pauses and no homos I had to take off my Twitter timeline.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
That's just a whole separate issue. Just looking at like just dumb shit. Like you really thought you were smart at that age.
For sure.
I was really talking very confidently on Twitter at 21 years old, like I really had the world figured out.
For sure.
And I was like judging other people. And
the fashion shit was great. Even like when you guys did that blog era thing and oh boy dressed, he had the Goodwood fucking thing on. I was like, damn, that was a wave. The Goodwood and the fucking loud ass 10 deep and
I had a 10 deep long sleeve shirt on during that.
Man, all that shit. The
snapbacks,
castles, the Diamond Supply, the snapback shit. It was fucking crazy.
Karma Loop era.
Karma Loop. I remember you go on that Karma Loop and you just see I would just get whatever's on sale.
Yeah.
They have like all the little independent brands and shit. I got so many random just hip hop tees like Rocksmith and all that shit. Like
that was a fun era too. And I know we've been staying on the blog era, but I don't mind. When I was with Aristotle and By Any Means, we had an office before we went in with Kev at KWL. We were in the Karma Loop office for a year and a half, maybe. I'm talking about like when the Fat Jew was walking around way like when he was a rapper, and like this kid like Joey Badass and his friends who were like in high school would just run a fucking muck. Like,
was Karma Loop, was that a Boston thing?
It started out that way, and then they went on 27th Street in the city when they got like a lot of investors, and that's when we were in there. And like just thinking back, the office era is gone, and I don't know if this is bad content, but that Karma Loop office was a place for like all creative kids.
Network.
The ASAP kids were in there. The New Era kids were in there. Running into people like Fat Jew and clearly we see where he is now. Pharrell would be in there. Like it was just a spot to hang out. And even pre-COVID, I just don't think that happens. Or maybe I just got old and there is like even A-Life was a store in New York, but that was a place kids hung out. Like there's no stores. Everything's gotten so fucking corporate.
There's just not a lot of kicking it anymore. Like I was at an event, I was at Killer Mike's album release party last night, and I was like, this is one of the first times because I don't be doing shit, bro. Like if it ain't like Killer Mike or something like I really fuck with, or I ain't getting paid, I'm just not there. Like
the last I saw, and say what you will about Adam 22, I'm not here to have any of that conversation, but when I went to his like compound that he has now, when Maul and I did the show with him and AD, I was like, that was the last time.
People were just hanging out. Yeah,
I was like, damn, I miss when people did this.
You been to the new spot?
Yeah, the new one. And it was just mad young kids hanging out, older people hanging out, creatives hanging out. Like those spaces don't exist anymore. And I was happy to see that when I went to No Jumper.
You're about to do the Fig Community World today, right? Yeah. With I'm
going to AD spot.
Yeah, that's the name of the show, Fig Community World, I think, right?
Yeah, but it won't be at the No Jumper.
No, of course.
Yeah,
obviously.
Okay, I was like,
no shit.
I don't know where you've been, Kev.
No, it's like I don't know if you missed it.
There was a big thing.
It was a huge thing.
Yeah, which I mean, I feel like I started that trend, but you know,
just breaking away.
Oh, these breakups are my sons.
I mean, listen. That's why when I had AD on the show, him and t-rell right after, and I was like, hey man, I've known AD for a very long time.
Yeah,
I was like, you got really thick skin. I was like, you mean to tell me you weren't planning this all along? You took so much offense to someone saying you had the same 3 jokes that you said, fuck you, I'm out?
I don't know if you watched our episode of the No Jumper AD breakup clip, but I said something very similar. I'm like, all right, I'm not saying AD is not allowed to feel offended, but something just isn't adding up. You wanted to leave, bro.
Yeah, something like you got your out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and I even went as far as to say, like, all right, if that's all that was said in my last pod, we'd still be podding.
For sure. Yeah.
I was told not to show up to your son's birth. Way different than, hey, you make the same joke.
For like, bro, what? Like, you have thick skin.
Yeah.
Like, I've said worse things. I've been making fun of 80s veneers for 5 years since he got them. Like, on the radio in LA. Like, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a compilation clip we can make of me talking about 80s teeth. I just was talking about him with Hannibal Buress because Hannibal Buress put out a song called Veneers, and I was like, "Have you seen AD's teeth?"
I'm scared to click Hannibal rapping. I'm very scared to click it. I'm a huge Hannibal Buress
I love him.
comedy fan.
So
even when he would do his rap shit on stage, when he would do his T-Pain shit on stage, hilarious. He did the mumble rap thing. I'm terrified, and this is crazy coming from me because I'm a podcaster that is talking about putting an album out on Friday. So I'm not taking away from his talent.
Yeah.
I'm just scared to click it.
So he put a song out called Veneers that is like a more of a comedic angle.
Okay, easing into it. I get it.
He played me some stuff that was really good. I mean, I was like, yo, you're like he I guess he's been rapping before he was doing comedy.
Yeah, and I know he's always been a real hip hop fan, like for real.
The stuff he played me was really good. He has another song that's coming out called like I like lift weights. That's like a joke song.
Okay.
I mean, it's cool. It's we'll see. I don't know. He's gonna obviously run into issues of people taking him serious, but
he has to do like a Leakers freestyle or like a Sway.
Yes.
Like he has
to do that.
I understand easing people in, but
he has to go to the 5 Fingers of Death or something.
Exactly. And
like Shia LaBeouf would have dropped an album after he did Sway. People would have been like, "Oh shit, let me go check this Shia LaBeouf album."
No, he kind of went crazy on that.
He went crazy on that shit. What happened after? Like he was working
mental health. Another Charles Hamilton situation.
Man,
super talented people that unfortunately get in their own way of things they probably can't control. But
Shia LaBeouf.
But even like Hannibal, I love that he's doing that. I hope he doesn't go full like Little Dicky with it, where like every song is going to be kind of a joke.
No, he played me some serious songs that were dope. Like he was really rapping.
But he should be able to do that. And I mean, kind of the same thing with my project. Like, yeah, we are creative in one area. We can also be creative in other places. Like,
people are going to always want to put you in a little box.
Yeah, and especially Hannibal is certified comedian. Like, it's solidified.
Oh, fucking amazing.
He's fine. I'm sure he's doing fine financially as well. So why not go do some shit that you like? Like move on to the next thing, still do comedy, but
that's what I mean. It's pretty much what he was saying. He was like, now if I get booked for a comedy show, like they have to know, like I'm gonna also do some of my music.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna do the stand up thing, but I'm gonna do some music.
And what's so I mean, even podcasting, like most of the podcasters that are doing shit were doing stuff before. We didn't go to school for radio broadcasting. Like we're all doing other shit, and we're like, oh well, we have good opinions. We know how to express ourselves. Let's do this. This seems like a long form version of that.
For you guys, like obviously you guys had never planned to break away and do your own thing. It's gone really, really well, despite not making lists.
Think about hanging it up.
But it's gone really, really well. You guys are doing a great job. I feel like, I feel like you guys each have like such a dope, like nuanced perspective on a lot of shit that's like, I just like to hear you guys talk about music. You know what I mean? Don't feel like there's any hater shit going on. Like, but for you guys, like, how are you guys approaching on the creator side, like the business of this whole thing? Because I'm sure once you get on the other side of the curtain and you're like, oh, this is how much money's out there.
Yeah.
Yo, what up? It's Bootleg Kev. We got to stop the interview to tell you about our folks at MyBookie. That's right. So many ways you can gamble with MyBookie right now, man. Of course, you got NBA playoffs, Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals. They're set. I love Celtics versus Lakers in the finals. All right. You can sign up at mybookie.ag right now using that promo code Bootleg and get a very generous first deposit bonus. That's right. And they just got the craziest like revamp of the online casino. It's like a Las Vegas experience. If you play cards, blackjack, roulette, you shoot dice, whatever it is, they have like live dealers handling it for you wherever you're at. You could be at the airport and be playing fucking roulette on your phone. It's amazing. MyBookie.ag. Sign up with that promo code Bootleg right now. You can bet on sports. You could do slots. You could do blackjack, craps, whatever you're into. MyBookie.ag. Promo code Bootleg for that first deposit bonus, and it is a generous one. Also got to give a shout out to our family at King Palms. Shout out to King Palm, man. If y'all ain't know about King Palms, they're our new sponsor on the Bootleg Kev podcast, and they got such a great product. The best thing about King Palms is it's all organic, man. No tobacco in these wraps. They're straight leaves, and the best thing about them is they got this product. They're flavor terpene tips. All right, you stuff them with your product. Do we got one here? Oh, we do got one here. We got one right here. All right? You stuff this with your premium cannabis from Hardy in Las Vegas. All right? You smoke up, pinch that tip, you're going to get a burst of flavor. Yeah, this is the energy drink flavor. We got peach pineapple. We got watermelon wave. Also, don't forget the goddamn blue grapes. You know what I mean? And also, this is a tobacco-free wrap. It's totally organic. It's literally a leaf. Let me show you what I mean. That is just a big-ass leaf, guys. All right? So what you could do is go to kingpalm.com. Weeds flying everywhere. Kingpalm.com. Promo code Bootleg. And you can get 50% off of whatever you order at kingpalm.com. And don't forget to check them out because they're everywhere. Your local smoke shop, your local liquor store, 7-Eleven, smoke the King Palm. All right? It's organic. It ain't like all that other bullshit y'all be fucking stuffing in your lungs, man. All right? Shout out to King Palm, kingpalm.com, promo code Bootleg right now. And it's actually promo code Bootleg Kev. Promo code Bootleg Kev. Not Bootleg. Bootleg Kev. Kingpalm.com. Half off everything. Let's get back to the interview.
We did a great deal with Sirius and Stitcher that I can't say enough good things about. They've been really good, and it was a licensing deal. We were able to own our entire catalog. Once the deal is up, we can leave with our catalog. A lot of licensing deals, they'll hold your catalog for 5 to 10 years.
Stitcher's like a is that a
podcast? So they're a big podcast platform that Sirius ended up purchasing.
Sirius XM.
Yes. So we're Stitcher. We have a deal with Stitcher, but Sirius owns Stitcher. So
what does Stitcher get?
So Stitcher gets our content, and they're able to license our audio content, not our video, to advertisers that they have within their network.
So you guys are able to monetize the audio aspect of
Yes.
the podcast, which is a big deal because for you guys, you're like, well, shit, our bread and butter is YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
So if we can go get this bag over here on the audio side, what are we doing?
And we already know that the audio aspect, unless you're doing things like It's the Real with the blog era, or Serial,
like Serial,
and
exactly.
even like what Kenya Barris is doing with like those, voiceovers and the
or
whole
like sports
storytelling.
podcasts. Like
For
I listen
sure.
to Bill Simmons a lot.
So much of where our genre is already. Like I'm not saying anything that I'm not saying some groundbreaking shit right now. Everything's moving into visuals, so us holding on to our visuals was very much important. But like I was saying before, of how I had paused the album to get this shit up and running, it requires some capital. And if we can give up our audio just on the licensing side, so we can get this shit moving and hire the right people and get the studios and get the equipment, like that's especially with the window we had. Like
You guys had a window where it was like everyone's looking at Rory and Mal. What are they going to do next?
Yeah. So it's so, I mean, it's funny to hear, with the internet, with the check chasing thing, which is people sound smart to people that are dumb. So I don't even really care to try to correct them in that regard. But to check chase in our situation is insane. Yes, we did take a check for an audio licensing deal to get some capital up and running. Like
We
have our visual. I'm not sure where we'll be when this deal is done, but I have nothing bad to say about Sirius or Stitcher. I loved everything that we did with them.
So they don't touch any of the YouTube revenue?
No.
Oh, wow. So you're double dipping.
No, not at all. So, yeah, it was a great situation for the time that we were in. But to your original question, that also allowed us to see the landscape now that we could kind of relax for a second while getting our staff together, while getting our space together. Like, I know we were on that pod for 5-6 years prior.
Right.
That does get erased when you don't leave with anything from it.
Yeah, you don't take. You're not taking anything with you.
I don't take a camera. I don't take the camera. I don't take none of And on top of that, with podcasting, people don't talk about the synergy amongst the camera guys, the editors, the day-to-day people, the managers. Like, that's a big thing in itself too. Yes, Maul and I have chemistry because we were on a pod for so long. You could put a mic in front of us, and I'm confident we can get great content. But to take it to the next level, that requires building a team. That's why podcasting is so valuable, because there's so much chemistry. That's what people are attracted to. That happens behind the camera.
For sure.
That chemistry is not just on the microphone.
For sure.
So that took some time as well. And that takes capital too. Like, the type of people that I want to work with aren't going to work off $1 in a dream, and they shouldn't. I wouldn't want to do that to them. So, yeah, I thought our Sirius deal was the perfect thing to take. And it wasn't the most amount of money. Like, we had higher offers for licensing deals that I did not think worked best for the situation that we were in.
Was it because they wanted to
way.
own more? Or they wanted more?
So in some cases, there was companies that wanted to own some, but in other cases, there was people I just felt wouldn't license our content in the best way. And I'm not going down to the ads per se, like Blue Chew and shit, but just how they would deal with.
Wait a second.
Oh no,
Shout
we're
out
big.
to-
No, we're the.
Shout out to Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, keyword bootleg.
Oh no, our podcast is the Blue Live Crew. You didn't know that?
Oh, I love the Blue Chew, man.
Yeah. No, we pop them even when we don't have,
Yeah, you just fucking
we're addicted
just
to this
fucking
point.
wake up in the morning with that Blue Chew dick, man.
But even with the higher money, some of those companies I didn't feel like I wanted to be in business with, and neither did Maul. Sirius made the most sense with the amount of freedom we would get, capital we would get, the time the deal was, and what we had to turn over in the small window we had. So, I love the narratives that have been put out there. I laugh at them too. I'm on Reddit all the time as well. Like I see everything.
Not just
and
not
my
for the free OnlyFans content.
Of course not. What? That's
Right.
not my algorithm.
Right.
My lack of responding does not make something true. And I know me saying that does not matter to the internet, but I don't care.
Is there so the only Reddit thing I jumped into was the No Jumper Reddit?
Oh, that's
That's
a
spicy.
nasty. It's a nasty place.
Well, because I was hit up by Adam to do the first show without AD and t-rell. This was the day that he fired Lush on camera.
Yeah.
He hits me up and he's like, "Hey man, you down to do the show tomorrow?" And I was like, "I've been on the show before," so I was like, "Yeah, I'll come
Yeah.
up, whatever." I have no idea what Then I see, oh, this fool fired Lush on camera today. So I call AD and I'm like, "Hey man, what's going on over there?" He's like, "Bro, I'm about to fucking quit." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What am I walking into?" He's like, "Dude, just do it. Just do it, I was like, "All right." So I do it and everyone's assuming like I'm the replacement.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not the replacement," but they were eating me alive on Reddit. It was hilarious.
Of course they're going to do that. I'm shocked they didn't eat Adam more on that, because in the Lush and AD thing, there was also the white supremacist thing was going on at that time.
There was like the joke about the slave owner thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit. So like throwing me or you as like the replacement probably wasn't the best move.
Listen,
and I feel for Adam not on that side, but I
think-
feel for him as far as like shit just one day a whole operation is
Yeah.
moving and then you lose that
And
amount
then-
of people.
and then the next-
I have empathy for Adam in that
Me too.
regard.
Me too.
For sure.
I told him, I said, "Dude, you're fucking mentally strong, brother." Because during that time, everybody was like, "Fuck No Jumper," and then that dude rolled up there on the live stream with that old ass shit that he had already put to bed and rehashed that, and it was just like,
But that's the tough shit outside of everything that's tough with the internet to some degree. When people have been waiting for your downfall,
they're waiting.
they will make small things into the largest thing ever.
For sure.
And even when things pass, the next time a small thing will happen.
That's why
Everything will
I
come
did not
back.
understand like Joe grilling him so bad because I was like, dude,
Really? I thought it was appropriate.
I just was like, I just feel like if people wanted to like rehash old shit, like like if somebody wanted to be a dick, there's a lot of old Joe Budden shit that is like hearsay or
Oh,
whatever
for sure.
that people could just stir up if they ever wanted to, you know what I mean?
I didn't. It was on whatever the radio.
Amp.
Yeah. I did listen to it.
I listened to it.
I thought I didn't think Joe was harsh on him. I thought it was appropriate if you were going to have Adam on your show at that time.
You got to address
you
the
and
obvious
Joe would
shit.
look even crazier if you're trying to get the guy that all the attention is on right now for clicks, and then you don't,
and then you don't, and then you feed him softballs.
You look fucking nuts. So I didn't think there, but also why and I'm a hypocrite a lot. I try not to grill people on a lot of stuff because, to your point, like, not to the degree of like racism or something, but we all have our shit. So, and we're all gonna have our moments, especially in this world. I'm not one of those people in the media that protects each other.
Right.
Like I'm in the middle there. There's some people that are like, we're all media. We can't post bad things about us because like we don't want to get to war. I think that's corny as fuck.
For sure.
But also going super in on someone for small mistakes. Some things are inexcusable.
For
but
sure.
I'm not big on just doing that. And maybe that's probably not good in the content game for me to feel that way. I should do that for content purposes, but I have my own shit too. Like, yeah, I'm just not gonna fucking scream at someone when they make a mistake. I've done it before, don't get me wrong, but at this point in my life,
You feel like you've grown.
no, just different perspective.
Perspective is important. I just saw you. I didn't know you had a daughter until I saw the video you just posted.
Yes. I mean, I didn't even send you the album by accident, so
Well,
I
that's fair.
didn't send the ultrasound.
No. So, how old is your daughter?
A little over 3 months.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Has that changed your life?
Drastically.
I mean, obviously, besides like waking up, but has it like some people? I mean, listen, I have a son that's 18. I had him when I was, well, he's about to be 18. I had him when I was 18. So I had him when I was 18. But that, you know, it was so long ago. I couldn't, like, I just was like trying not to be poor and be homeless, you know?
Understandable.
So like, I don't know, like, what does that do for you, like, mentally?
It's weird. I used to look at like parents when they would say like memeable, like corny, basic shit about kids. I'm like, all right, I'm sure it's that
Like,
way.
we get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But it makes me stop. It like reminds me of joy. Just like just looking at her makes me stop where I never would have stopped. Like that's the surface level of how it's changed my life. It's like little moments. I lacked little moments in my life until her. Of course, she's the biggest moment.
But just a bunch of little moments all day.
She has created little moments in my life that I never had before, and like makes me reobserve everything. Like I sound like the corny parent now that I'm sounding like I'm walking her in a stroller, looking at her, and she's looking up at trees, and I'm like, fucking trees.
This is amazing.
Remember trees? Remember those?
Yeah.
And she is just amazed by shit. So I don't know if it's selfish to say this, but it also has allowed me to like be reintroduced to so much things within these 3 months of watching her observe other shit that I've had around me forever.
Right.
Like it makes me even appreciate shit a bit more. Like just her curiosity of everything makes me feel weird.
Do you feel like, because I always say to myself, I'm like, okay, I go to New York City, like when I go to New York, I'm always like, I like it, but I can never fucking live here. This is fucking insane. Like,
I say the same thing about LA.
Really?
Yeah.
So I go to New York and I'm like, everyone's rubbing on each other. I mean, I appreciate everyone's on a fucking grind. They're going to work. They're fucking just, you know, mission to wherever they got to go. But I'm always like, I could never, like, I'm sure raising a kid in New York, you're raising a strong fucking kid no matter what, because they got to deal with shit that nobody else in the U.S. really has to deal with in terms of just going to school. Or
Yeah, for sure.
Going to the grocery store or whatever. Would you
Public
like,
transportation makes you a man,
having
or
a
woman.
daughter? Are you like, we might need to get like out the city a little bit?
I mean, it's such a different New York than the one I know. Like she would be raised in a way, way different New York. But yes, it has crossed my mind. And my entire life, I was never going to leave New York, New Jersey. Jersey was as far as, you know, I just bought a crib in Jersey. That's as far as I was going to venture off.
Right.
It's changed within these 3 months.
Because you're like, huh, maybe Atlanta's not so bad.
And it was funny. Let me name drop. Pardon if I dropped the name. I was talking with Al Branch when we went down.
Shout out to my guy Al.
We went down to Atlanta to shoot some stuff, I think, for BET, and we used his studio, him and Tez's studio. And he was telling me, he's like, I was in Queens my whole life. Like, I never wanted to leave. I was never going to leave. Even when the music industry started to leave New York, I was holding strong. And he said, my daughters, nah. I had to get out. Like, the schools are better here. I love being able to just go pick them up, drive off. Like, they're around fresh air all the time. Like, they can just explore. Like, it's just a different perspective. And I feel them on that. I think it could happen. LA, no, because I think LA is just the same as New York, just with palm trees and,
well, there's the valley. The valley's
cokeheads.
nice. The valley's nice.
Well, I was always shitting on LA, not LA the city, LA the transplant LA, not LA.
Oh yeah, transplant LA's obnoxious.
But that's where, if I were to move to LA at that time, I would have been around transplant LA.
For sure.
Then I got to know a lot of people that grew up in LA, grew up in the Valley, and I saw a whole nother side of it where I was like, okay, I understand why people
LA's
think
great.
this is the greatest city in the world. Not a place that I would move or bring my kid, but I have eased up on LA. I've explored around and really got to know it. I was in West Hollywood for like 5 years. I would just come land, work, and leave.
If you're only in West Hollywood, you're like, this is like, there's billboards everywhere. There's fucking.
My safe haven was Saddle Ranch. Like, that's all.
That's white trashy for sure.
I mean, look at me. Don't let the.
If my parents,
I'm
come
white
to
trash at my core.
If my
I just hope you
parents
know
are
that.
coming to LA and they're like, we got to go somewhere. I'm assuming, I'm stereotyping my own parents. They'd be like, that Saddle Ranch place, they got a bull in there? Let's check that out, you know? I was with Jelly Roll at Saddle Ranch like a year ago, like singing country karaoke.
Oh, we brought the whole team there for our last LA show, and Eden rode the bull, Damaris rode the bull, everyone rode the bull.
Yeah, there's other areas.
Yeah.
You know.
But
And then
no.
obviously downtown's a fucking wild place.
Shit. Reason brought me around like Carson area. We went to some
Yeah,
hookah
Reason's
spots.
the outro on the album, right?
Yes. That we produced with Bink and one of my favorite producers.
Bink's a
Period.
legend.
Coleman, who did the intro on Cole's 85 South.
Oh,
he did.
okay.
Or I think that's the right name of it, right? 95 North.
95 North is the
Shout
name
out to
of the song.
85 South, the
that's
podcast.
That's the one with Cameron on it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
95 North.
Great song.
Coleman produced that with Boy Wonder. He's, to me, one of the probably the most talented new producer that I think everyone is going to really gravitate to soon. Even when Bink started on it, I sent it over to Coleman to help us out with like keys and other stuff. And Bink was like, yo, can I sign him? Like, who? This kid is incredible.
Right.
So yeah, Bink, Coleman, Reason, Sobering Thoughts in the Mondrian. It actually came from a conversation Reason and I had when he was dropping me off at the Mondrian, and we sat in the car and talked for like an hour and a half.
Great guy.
And I was like, oh, one of the best. I was like, this, we had another song called Reasonable Ending, which I think might be leaked on YouTube at this point. People had heard it. And I said, we got to redo this. Like, let's get a whole new beat. Let's start this conversation we just had needs to be the outro. And Drake actually DM'd me and said, with a Drake-ass title like that, there better be bars on it. I don't think we disappointed. I think Reason went crazy on the shit. But yeah, we're working with Big
Do you
Two.
reply and say, next album, I got something for you? Drake?
No.
No.
Because I wouldn't play myself in that regard. I just don't think that's how Drake features work.
Shout out to Drake. He's a nice guy.
Super nice guy.
He owes me a lot of money, but he's a nice guy.
Oh, yeah. Don't you guys have some bet?
He owes me money. $50,000. Yeah. He'll never pay it because I don't strike Drake as the guy to remember our conversation. It was me, him, Freddie Gibbs, and this guy at a bar.
Well, he has stake now. He can't give you like a voucher for 50 grand.
That'd be
you could
fucking sweet.
So you could bet your own.
So I could lose it.
Yeah, you just gotta
betting
go to
on the Suns.
You just got to go to Turks.
Like Doc Rivers bitch ass, because I'm sure he'll be the next fucking coach, and I want to kill myself.
Drake isn't low by staying in Turks. I know it's a beautiful island. There's women.
Does he
there.
live in Turks?
It appears that way, and I'm just gonna go for tax reasons, but that's just me.
Dude,
He bets like $1 million a day, and I'm like, you can't do that in
My thing
You can't
with-
do that in New York.
listen, my thing with the stake thing.
You have to do that in Turks.
So listen,
especially if
for
you
sure,
win.
for sure. My thing with stake is, why is everyone on stake that I see betting like astronomical, like the Nelk Boys and Drake and all? I'm like, are they giving them this fucking money?
I mean, it could work in a strip club type of way. Because a lot of times, like, if you know, rappers will be booked for a strip club and they will give them a certain amount
They'll
of money.
give them once here. Yeah.
But you have to throw these, like, it'll go back to the club.
go
but
back
it's-
to the club.
It's for optics. So I could definitely see a world where Stake would give popular people a crazy credit where you're not going to win anything.
You're not going to pull this out, but
No.
you could bet.
You could bet it all and
Social.
lose, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But if you win, you're not going to get the money. I could see that. That's good PR, especially with the betting world now. That's the new face. Jay-Z's trying to put Caesars in Times Square.
What's your favorite Drake album?
Nothing was the same.
Mine too.
Yeah, I would probably say that.
You think Drake has a classic?
I would say Nothing was the same as a classic album.
Do you think it's like a Good Kid, Mad City, Doggy Style, Get Rich or Die Trying classic, or you think it's like a classic to you? Because to me, it's a classic. But
I would say
it's a classic.
Take Care would be that classic if you were going to talk Good Kid, Mad City. I'm talking about me personally.
Me personally, I agree, and I think Take Care is a classic.
Take Care is a classic album that deserves to be put
In those-
with Good Kid, Get Rich. Of course, absolutely. It defined a time, a sound. It is what it checks every box of a classic.
Okay,
You could maybe argue it's not a rap album, but it's a classic album.
it's a great album.
And they got to stop putting The Weeknd did that whole. Why did we all say that?
What did you
That
say?
theory that The Weeknd did Take Care. You know when they try to shit on Drake and they put
yeah.
for each person like Quentin did this one and Weeknd did vocals on the outro.
I love The Weeknd.
Meanwhile, we say he wrote the whole album.
Yo, you're an R&B guy, right? So like, I think about like the dark ages of R&B that produced guys like Frank Ocean and The Weeknd, because we had this like weird era of R&B where like Neo was doing fist pump like fucking anthems with Pitbull and fucking Chris Brown, and Usher was saying "Oh my God" with Will I Am,
Oh,
just
yeah, it was
doing all
rough.
this
It was
fucking
rough.
just terrible pop records that were all over the fucking radio. Trey Songz didn't budge. I don't remember a Trey Songz EDM song.
There might be one, but Trey at that time was doing like actually really dope R&B mixtapes.
For sure.
He was keeping
But I feel like out of that, we did get like the Frank Ocean and the Weeknd shit at that same time. It was like House of Balloons.
The summer of 2011, we got Nostalgia Ultra, we got House of Balloons, and we got Cocaine 80s. That changed, and then shortly after that,
Miguel had some dope. I mean, Miguel's album was crazy at that time.
Kaleidoscope Dreams was incredible. But that was more like Channel Orange time, I think.
What was All I Want Is You was dope. But even the first album, All I Want Is You was dope.
We had, and then I'm saying more so like what kind of defined the way we're talking about the blog era. When it came to R&B, it was Frank, Cocaine 80s, The Weeknd, and then Janae was putting out her mixtapes at that time. And that, I mean, to me is the genre of what this moody, dark, to some degree, whispering R&B is, which I know a lot of R&B people shit on this new sound of R&B. I don't. I think R&B is an amazing place. And if you look, there's people that can really sing. There's people that can make really good music. There's people that can make dark, moody, whispery shit that I like too. Like, it doesn't have to be defined just by the vocalists. I think we need to take care of our vocalists. They are the unicorns, and we need them all the time. But that doesn't mean we have to shit on everyone that can make great records when they're whispering.
I was going to say, there's like this huge, obviously, with what happened at Coachella, a lot of people were down on Frank Ocean. Rightfully, I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
He fucking did a half-ass. My son's a huge Frank Ocean fan. I'm so glad. I was about to do the whole weekend. I'm so glad my tickets did not come through. Because I was like, you see your fucking, this is your savior on stage with a fucking DJ doing a random set for 30 minutes in the middle.
Is this your king?
This is your fucking king right here? But I still love Frank. But I feel like, do you feel like we we hold him in a higher regard than we should based on like the amount of music that's actually out? Well, it also tells you, of course, how good that music was.
I mean, he's one of the few artists in this era that did the Mystique thing so well that we don't know his asterisks. Like, we know all of Chris Brown's asterisks.
We do all
but
of them.
You have to, at least Chris Brown has given us himself, whether music, personally, everything.
For good or bad.
He's constantly putting music out. He's constantly performing. He's constantly trying new things. Like, that's great. But Frank hasn't done that, which is fine.
He did put out like a $15,000 cock ring.
Okay, well, I mean,
he did
entrepreneur.
He put out a piece of dick jewelry.
Entrepreneur
which was interesting this year.
But I have a weird thoughts on that too, because I think we still need those few mysterious artists.
For sure.
Like, I still like that because I grew up in that era where it was like you didn't know the artist and they gave you an album and they disappeared for 3 years and they came back. Like, that's ill if you can do that now, and Frank has a masterclass in that regard. But it makes moments like Coachella
super magnified if it's not good.
And you deserve all the critique you get from it because you only pop up every now and then. So when you pop up, you have to make it your best. Like, we waited forever from Channel Orange to Blonde. He delivered on Blonde. He kept that mystique and that legend going. So when you're about to do Coachella, we assume if you're going to do Coachella, you've been rehearsing for a year. You don't pop out unless it's going to be something.
Yeah, you would expect, like, this is going to be insane. Like,
and I assume that there'd be music with it. Like, if you're going to pop out and do something,
drop a single.
I don't think Frank is low on money. I don't know his habits. I think the cock ring probably did well. I don't know. Did he partner with Blue Chew?
I don't know. Maybe. I hope so. Promo code Bootleg. 3 months supply.
It's just when you disappear and have that luxury of disappearing and having so much anticipation when you just tweet, hey,
right,
you have to deliver when it's time to. And he did not deliver. So, he deserves the critique he's gotten. He's a legend in my opinion when it comes to music. He's one of my favorite artists.
I love Channel Orange. Blonde was one of those ones that had to grow on me.
It grew on me. I didn't like Blonde when it first came out.
It's almost like season 2 of The Wire,
Sure, all right. I'm not mad at that comparison.
You watch season 2 of The Wire, you're like, who are all these fucking white dudes at the fucking pier? Like, oh no, I love season 2 of The Wire now. Like,
Blonde initially I didn't hate, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. As the years went, it's one of the best written albums. I think when I got to my like late 20s, around like 29, almost probably going to 30, I was like, this is the definition of someone transitioning from their 20s to their 30s.
Right.
Like, the writing on that album is fucking incredible. It's a rap album. Like, almost down to what SZA did with SOS, of just like how much her pen is all over that.
Crazy.
The way Solange did with Seat at the Table, where it's just like, this isn't just R&B. There's so much fucking words and content in this.
Right.
It's not just melody driven. It's not drum driven. This is a pen. Blonde is that to me. It's one of the best written albums I've ever heard. But it took me years to get there.
Yeah, I feel like because you just expect something different.
There's not a wasted syllable on Blonde. And it took me a while to realize that. But I was like the same way. Coming off Channel Orange, I was like, bro, give me a snare. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
And he gave us Nights. Oh, no, Nights did come out with it. But that was the one that they pushed. And that was the first one we heard. So I assumed the rest of the album would be like Nights. And then I was like, I have not heard a fucking kick yet.
Right.
But it's a classic.
You've been putting out visualizers for the album. What for you? Because I saw one of them that was inspired. What was the Robin Williams movie?
1 Hour Photo.
Where he's the crazy fucking. It's an underrated movie.
It's one of my favorite Robin Williams films ever.
Rest in peace to the god, man.
Yeah.
You ever see him, Robin Williams, live on Broadway, the stand-up?
No, I haven't.
It's fucking amazing. But
all his material?
Huh?
All his material?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the nuances of like if he had people writing his jokes or not. But
I'm a Robin Williams movie fan. I can't say I've ever deep dived into his
Patch Adams was fire.
Fair. Yeah.
Fucking tearjerker, man.
Yeah.
But what like
I even like Jack.
Jack was solid. Jack was good. Not as wait.
He might have started the pronoun wave somehow.
What was the one with fucking? God damn it! Never mind. We're not even gonna go down that road.
Jumanji.
No. Jack made me think of I Am Sam for some reason.
No, that's Sean Penn.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's why. Never mind. But
Yeah.
no, I was gonna ask you when it comes to your visuals. Like, obviously, you're not doing the like, I guess, normal music video route. You're doing more visualizers. It feels like they're more like art pieces.
Well, again, initially back to me saying I never really wanted to be too forward facing with it. The initial idea with the visualizers were going to be narrative based with actors. Maybe I would be an Easter egg, like I'd be the person working at the deli,
right?
And the artist would also be just bigger Easter eggs, but it would be very much narrative driven. And just like with this album, as far as scheduling dates and how difficult that became, I was like, all right, I might have to get out of my comfort zone and just do a proper visualizer because I can't get everyone on the same page. Like even
I'm sure that's the hardest part about doing an album like this. Different people's schedules, getting people in person at the same time, like
and not even making the album is way easier than every artist's release schedule because everyone's pitching to the same playlist. Everyone needs 4 or 5 weeks if their label is. I have an incredible Masego record, but it just doesn't work with timing, and I consider Masego a friend, and we would put it out if it made sense for his career too. He's got a record out. We can't put another one and him be primary. Like
right, it'll push the
that was the most difficult
down. Yeah.
thing when it came to putting this out, but with visuals as well. So I just try to run through shit I loved growing up, and 1 Hour Photo was one of those things that I felt was something we could recreate. And there's metaphors within that entire thing, which I didn't even really discuss I did with Raven, who's one of my best friends, Ravy B, who directed it. I didn't really discuss with her my idea of what the metaphor of that entire thing is, and it's almost down to a Reddit thing. 1 Hour Photo is about a guy that is obsessed with a family, just develops photos, and he feels like he's a part of that family.
Right.
And he gets so obsessed over it that he damn near wants to kill the husband when he makes a mistake of keeping that family going. So while I played Robin Williams in that visualizer, the fans are Robin Williams.
They are.
That was
those
more
Reddit guys.
That was more so down from Lipstick Alley down, like. And
you guys have a Rory and Maul like subreddit?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in there too. I talk.
It's pretty gnarly.
I mean,
it's not like No Jumper Toxic.
Definitely not No Jumper Toxic. It's a mixed bag. But yeah, that visualizer was more so that I saw all the theories of like it had to do with my past relationship and she moved on. No, that was about y'all, and that's why I thought it was so funny that the theories that they came up
were
with
just so off
and were so much about me and my personal life.
Right.
It proved my fucking point. That this visualizer,
you guys think
you guys
know
that was y'all in the glasses walking around with my dog.
That's
like
so funny.
You guys have felt you guys are a part of my private life. So
right,
that's what that visualizer represents.
That is funny because
and I never spoke about that. This is the first time I'm talking.
You guys do have some crazy fans. That's why I always like tell like I'm always like I do interviews and I want to start doing like more just like non-interview content, but I also don't want people to care about me that much. I like consciously, like, I'm very conscious about, like, I don't want people to really give a fuck that much about me.
But we can also be honest and I know most people won't admit this, we also need them to. People talk a lot of shit about my personal life, and it is what it is. If they stop, what does that say?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the gig.
I can just move accordingly and do visualizers like enough. Like,
right.
That's why I feel better about shit.
Like there was like times where me and Adam was talking about bringing me to No Jumper to do like a weekly show with him. And I was like,
yeah,
I don't want people to care that much, bro. Like I don't need those guys.
Yeah.
Like things are going pretty well right now. I mean, obviously I'm trying to scale. I'm trying to do different shit, but I'm like, man, those guys are they're into your shit, like posting their girl and shit. No, I'm like, I couldn't do it.
I mean, that's even with the kid thing. I mean, I put the IG clip out. It's funny calling it the kid thing. You know, fatherhood.
Yeah, you're
that was a big thing I had to figure out after like it had set in and I started to get in the rhythm of being a father. Was, all right, I have a podcast and I already see people on Reddit and all these other shits talking about it. Like, because I wasn't hot. I was like walking around with my kid. If you saw me, you saw my child.
Yeah.
Like,
but people were already talking about it.
And everyone around me knew. Even it wasn't anything hidden per se, but in the podcast world, it wasn't something I was talking about. Yeah, you guys are so obsessed with personal shit. Fuck it. When I put an album out, I'm eventually going to talk about my kid. What a perfect time.
As you should.
The amount of people that were like, this piece of shit is using his kid as a fucking
rollout.
Y'all are the reason why.
You guys forced my hand.
And I would have talked about it probably earlier, but no, let's fuck it.
Got to stop the interview real quick to tell you about our family at Blue Chew, baby. That's right. It's getting hot outside. You know what that means, fellas? You about to go get that dick wet. You know what I'm saying? It might as well be really hard. It might as well be as hard as it could possibly be. And with Blue Chew, you will achieve such hardness, all right? It's seriously amazing. And the best part about Blue Chew is you can find out if it works. Don't just take my word for it. They're going to give you a month's supply for free. Go to bluechew.com. Use that promo code BOOTLEG. Get a month's supply for free. BlueChew.com, promo code BOOTLEG. Now, it's the same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis, minus the awkward doctor appointment. You do not have to go see some old dude and tell him about your erectile dysfunction issues in person, because that's a fucking awkward conversation, bruh. All you got to do is go to bluechew.com right now. Use the promo code BOOTLEG. They're going to get you hooked up with a month of supply for free. You just got to pay $5 in shipping. No awkward doctor's appointments. Same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis. Plus, they got the Blue Chew Mint. It's a chewable. It's great. Tastes like mint. It's also the same active ingredient as Levitra. So, summertime's coming, fellas. You don't want to underperform. Make sure your dick is rocked up, baby, all right? Go to bluechew.com. Use the promo code BOOTLEG. Hey, man, it works. What do you want from me? It fucking works. Everyone should have a little Blue Chew in case of an emergency. You might have an emergency. You need to pop a Blue Chew. Chew it. It's a chewable. You know what I mean? Anyway, also got a shout out to our family at Odd Socks. Don't forget, go to oddsocksofficial.com, promo code BOOTLEG, save 20% off. Man, they got the underwear that they just dropped last year. That's amazing. So not only do you get the most comfortable socks in the world, but you can also get the most comfortable drawers in the world. All the crazy licenses. They got half-baked socks. They just announced their Hasbro collection, which is crazy because that means you're going to get Monopoly socks, Transformers socks, Power Ranger socks, so much shit going with Odd Socks. Plus, they got the Odd Socks Basics, my favorite. This is what I wear every day. I wear the Basics because they're the most comfortable socks I've ever put on my fucking feet. So experience the most comfortable socks in the world with me. Oddsocksofficial.com, promo code BOOTLEG. Save 20% off. Shout out to Odd Socks. Let's get back to the interview. All right, look, man. Shout out. We've just had a little off-camera conversation.
Yes,
you
crazy
commercial break there, right? Commercial. We just came out of a Blue Chew commercial.
Yes, but we weren't talking about that.
Dude, let me ask you this: you got, because I've been going through this a little bit more recently, where I've had like fan bases like come at me crazy. I've had like the little Kim fans, thousands of tweets in like 24 hours, just on my fucking head.
Yeah.
And then recently the Dirk fans, which is crazy.
Okay. What do you say about Dirk?
Nothing crazy. Me and the kids from what's it? Jen Rivera and Kyle Rich You would know drill guy over there, Benner. The 41 kids from Brooklyn. Jen Carter.
Oh, okay.
Jen Carter and Kyle Rich, who are these drill kids from Brooklyn that were
I support them if they're from New York.
super nice guys.
But I'm just a
and
civilian, I don't
lady.
know.
But no, we were talking about who was bigger, Lil Baby or Lil Durk. And they were like emphatically like, man, Durk. And I was like, well, Durk doesn't have any hit records.
Oh, yes, I did say that I did see this clip.
Right.
I thought it was a fair point that you made.
Yeah, and I was like, top 10s, he doesn't have any. Like, he just doesn't have a top. No, now he does. By the way.
Do we know that officially, though?
Yeah, it's number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Okay.
It's the first time he's ever been his song, and it's a fucking smash.
Incredible. Shout out to Dirk.
But, man, the fucking fan. Yo, all these fucking weirdos who swear they're OTF and they live in their fucking mom's basement in Scottsdale, Arizona or some shit. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, they gang.
Like, what has been the craziest like moment where? Because you guys openly just talk about music, so I'm assuming at a certain point in time you had to have caught some strays from some of these wild fan bases.
Barb's, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
But it wasn't based off of a comment I made. We had interviewed Nikki, and I had brought up.
I remember that.
I had brought up a question that I still think is a fair question to ask somebody. I had asked Nikki, at what point do you, and I'm paraphrasing, it was recorded, I don't remember.
Right.
But it was something along the lines of, why do you feel like you have to respond to all this? Like, why do you let that type of shit get to you?
Fair question.
she had a very fair response of, if you had people, because she was comparing the difference between her fan base and mine, which is a very fair thing. It's like, if you had people just continuing to make rumors up about you, you would feel a way too. And I replied, I was like, I probably wouldn't, which was foreshadowing, because I kind of did later.
Right.
So
Touché.
Barb's, you may got one.
Yeah.
She said, what would you feel if somebody started a rumor that someone stuck a broomstick up your ass? Nicki Minaj said this to me eye to eye on camera. I could refresh my mentions. I don't even know what year that was. I could refresh my mentions right now, and there may be a photo of me on a Harry Potter broom and a Barb saying, how's that broom up your ass? It has not stopped for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah. No, the Barbs are relentless. And I fuck with Nicki. I always have. But they don't. That's the crazy thing about the Barbs, though. They won't look for who's supporting. They'll find one off comment and go crazy.
So I said something about.
And I didn't care about the.
I said something, and mind you, maybe I was a victim of the assumption that Little Kim did not, or had a lot of help from Biggie writing hardcore.
I think that's fair to say.
Right. So I had said something to that effect when me and Nick Cannon were discussing the female goats, because he said Lauren, and then he put Kim above Nicki, and I was like, well, could you do that if Biggie wrote her shit? You know, like, I don't know. So
I'll go on a limb, and this isn't just try to make up for the broomstick shit to get the bars off my ass. If Kim wrote all her shit, I would still put Nicki above Kim. I don't think they're fair comparisons in the amount of time Nicki has been in the game and how consistent she's been.
I think Nicki's the greatest of all time.
I agree with you. I think Nicki is the greatest female rapper of all time.
And so, dude.
And I think you could make a case that Nicki could be in a list of the greatest.
Yeah, like top 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would be fine with that case.
But Jesus, I didn't know Little Kim had these fucking goons out here on the internet, bruh.
Well, you know, I will say, I don't know if you read Prodigy's book.
I did not.
It's another classic. Listen to the audiobook, because it's cooler to hear P tell those stories.
Is that the one where he talked about Rory shooting him?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. And amongst a lot of other things. But he said that he watched Kim write that Quiet Storm verse, and that made me look at Kim a little different.
One of the best verses ever.
That she wrote that. He said, I watched her write that entire thing. So, yes, of course, Biggie did help. I know Clue had leaked references of Biggie rapping as Kim. That's happened in hip hop. I don't want to take anything away from Kim in that regard, but I still would say Nicki just is the best. She's been out. She's put out way more. Like,
what
I don't know if there'll be a Kim without Nicki. You could have that argument, but I think that's a weird argument to have. Let's deal with what's out and what's not.
Because there wouldn't be a Jay-Z without, you know.
I don't like that. What you're about to say.
But
I don't like that convo either.
But
It's
I'm
weird.
saying, like, it doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, it's like I don't factor that. I like to look at like lyrical ability, catalog, songs, like how good is the music? Like, and I love Kim's music. Like I love, Kim's a legend. But yeah, I didn't know that her fans also like her and Cardi B have like the same like they're kind of like in the same gang kind of. So I noticed a lot of these bios or like names would be like Barty Gang Queen B 77 or some shit, and I was like, yo, I didn't know, bro.
Well, I got caught up in the Cardi gang shit by proxy. Like, I was supporting Cardi, but Maul was suggesting she needs to put out music. You can't have album of the year and then just wait this long. Like, you had the best rookie year of any rapper ever, and you haven't put any music out. Like, what the fuck?
Singles, very successful ones.
And then Cardi went on live, shitted on Maul, said Damaris was the greatest human being ever, who's on our show as well. And I somehow just got tied in with Maul. Like this again?
I just had this talk about Cardi.
I can't have beef with Nicki and Cardi to pick one side.
Well, I just had this talk with somebody last night about Cardi, who's at Atlantic. We were just talking like, it is kind of like, we've never seen somebody come out with like a classic debut album that is like literally every song's a hit. Like, I mean, I think they're all certified platinum at this point.
But only streaming, that's also an unfair conversation. Only streaming could allow that.
True.
And that's not to take away, because I was on the side that Cardi put out a classic album. There's not a bad, every song is a hit.
It's amazing.
But
and
you can't, like, that would be unheard of. You can't work 13 records at radio. You can't, that would never exist in the world before. Only streaming can do that.
But she's since, like, of course she's had, shout out to her. She got pregnant right before I think the tour with Bruno Mars was going to happen. Yeah. But she's put out some really great singles. Like Up is a fucking banger, bro. Like the WAP and the
her verse with Glorilla,
a moment. And my thing
your fans may kill me. I was one of the best verses of
as long as she keeps having these incredible moments, like the album I'm sure is being worked on. But she's got a song on I was with her in Offset Super Bowl, and Offset played me his album. And she has a song on Offset's solo album that she's fucking snapping on here. This shit is crazy. Oh my God. And you know what? The one thing with Cardi is like, I'm not sure like how much stuff she's writing, not writing, getting help with, but I'll be damned, man. I fucking love listening to Cardi B, bro. Like, like I said, pause. But
she be
delivering, bro.
One of the best deliveries
oh my God.
ever. How charismatic she is on records is incredible. Since we're just two straight white males talking about women hip hop, I don't know if you saw it today. Taylor Swift, Ice Spice.
I saw that. We talked about it on my radio show. I said, "Does this?
Are you ready?"
I'm not.
Are you ready? Is a wild question for that.
So, I mean, shout out to Ice Spice. I do think that I might have saw you guys had a conversation about Ice Spice on your show recently, right?
That tied into the Cardi response that we got.
Okay, yeah. So I saw you guys talking about Ice Spice. And I feel like she has star quality.
She definitely does.
And she could rap good enough.
Yeah, for sure. She does caption rap. That's super important.
Yeah, I just think that for sure.
Caption rap is
Drake's the god of caption rap, you know.
But Drake like raps and does that.
For sure. Drake's one of the greatest of all time. I'm always on Drake's ass. Pay me my fucking money, bro. But no, Ice Spice. It's just. I don't know if I haven't heard the record yet where I'm like, oh, she's gonna be here for a while. She's here right now and she's lit. Like I think her getting on that Pink Panthers record was a break, because that's I think at a certain point in time is the number one song in the world.
But to me, that showed that she may be around, because Pink Panthers being one of the up and coming younger artists, I love that they got together. Yeah. This Taylor Swift thing scares me.
Why?
You're not skipping steps per se. You're just going. You're chasing the bigger look. Whereas the Pink Panther shit, we know that
both two emerging artists.
It makes so much sense. The record is fire. The video is fire. Like, it made perfect sense.
I could just see Taylor Swift
UK,
like hanging out
United
somewhere
States,
and being like, I like Ice Spice. Let's get her on something.
And even like with Nicki, that made sense to me too. Like both New York, she's a fan. Like
sure.
All that made sense.
For sure.
This is not a judge on Taylor Swift. It could be any huge pop star that's nowhere near the age range of Ice Spice. I'd be like, this is weird.
Listen,
you may be going too fast. You're going a little too fast.
I mean, you're not going to say no.
Of course not.
If you're Ice Spice, you're not going to be like, Taylor Swift called and she wants to use you as the cool hit part of her next song, you know?
And that's where these conversations are weird too, because when we talked about the Cardi record with Dirk and Kanye, I was like, you're not going to say no to a Dirk and Kanye verse on this record.
Right.
But what killed that record? Dirk and Kanye.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. If that record would have been just her.
Cardi went crazy.
If it would have just been her for 2 verses, it probably would have. And by the way, also shout out to the Atlantic team. They took that record #1 at Rhythm and Urban. But
that song was #1.
Yeah, at radio. But it wasn't the song that, like, you know, it was out of
Things
all
can
the
go things can go #1 and not work at all.
at radio. Yes.
Yeah.
I think out of all the singles she's been dropping, that was the one where you were like, yeah.
She put that snippet up of her sitting on that roof in the robe with her verse.
She killed it, but you're right.
I
Dirk
was,
and Kanye.
When I saw that, I said, "Oh, Cardi B is back." Then I heard the song and I was like, "Oh, Cardi went crazy." And then
Cardi went crazy.
And not to say Dirk and Kanye were bad on it. It was weird. It just ruined the song.
Do you listen to a lot of Lil Durk?
No.
Okay.
It's just not my type of shit. I wish I had a better response in these types of things because I respect Dirk.
Me too. I feel like we've seen him like kind of grow up in front of our eyes and
like
evolve into like a great, you know.
Back when we talked about like Sycamore, when Sycamore was doing his mixtapes, like I loved Dirk at that time. It's just, it wasn't something for me to begin with. So I'm not hating by any degrees. It's just not my shit.
Yeah, I'm very much in the same boat with you. I respect Dirk. There's records I really enjoy. There's records I really like. Helltracks and with Hellcats and Trackhawks is fucking. I play that shit every time I DJ. You know?
He's extremely talented, deserves all the success. He is one of those. I fuck with him in that regard. It's just not something that I'm gonna stop. Just my taste.
What about Lil Baby?
Baby's another one that I prefer them on features.
I fucking love Lil Baby, man.
No, they're great.
Baby can rap though.
Of course. Dirk can too. I'm not saying they can't. It's just not my go-to.
No, Dirk can rap, but Baby can rap. Like, I feel like I've heard Baby, like, run circles around motherfuckers on records. So I'm just like, Jesus. Like,
Baby,
the Wants and Needs.
Baby for me, and again, I'm not...
And that Khaled record?
I'm not somebody, like, when he goes into the studio, I'm not someone he would think of. I'm not saying personally.
For sure.
Like my type of consumer.
Sure.
I like Baby and Dirk on features. Like, when they just get one verse to shine, I think they do it better than any new rappers out.
For
like,
sure.
they make the record theirs.
Yeah,
and that's
I mean, dude,
that's a talent. But
the
whole
Pooh Shiesty
album
record. The Pooh Shiesty record is like you playing it for the Dirk verse.
Yeah.
Because that's the part people sing along to in the club.
And Dirk is able to rap and do like certain tricks and stuff on songs. By tricks, I mean like parts that everyone's gonna sing along to. Like, don't play a little boy in the club. We do not listen like that. That no one knows the talent that one line takes. Fuck the content of just the melody. Like to stop everyone in what we're gonna sing along to. Dirk has that, and he can rap, and he can make music. I'm just not running. Maybe it's my age, maybe it's my region. I just not my shit.
Did you have any time to see his sit down with Akademiks yet?
No, I haven't. I saw the one clip of...
Have you seen the clips? Yeah.
What was the clip about the gunning thing? I think that was the only thing I saw.
You and Akademiks still... you guys have a pretty... you guys have a conflict.
I wouldn't say so.
Well, I think he doesn't like you much.
What?
But
no idea.
But it's crazy that he doesn't like you much, and you guys have kind of had this back and forth for years, ever since Everyday Struggle was on, right?
I don't know if it's been a back and forth.
Well,
I've certainly said things before, but not anything that
But
I
also, when
disrespectful
you were
ever.
discussing the list, you said nice things.
He definitely deserves to be on that shit.
Yeah.
And that's where the internet they'll see this clip and be like, W for act. No, I'm an objective human being. Like, I know how
there's nuance and objectiveness to every situation.
Yeah, and we're also on the internet. So like, yes, if we're talking about a list, I believe Akademiks should be on that. If something is in person, I'm not going to talk about the list.
Right. I was going to ask you, like, in terms of like,
these are drastically different things. I can give people their credit where it's due.
For sure. I was going to say, in terms of like, we kind of started this convo talking about hip hop media for a sec, but like, how do you kind of see?
And I'm happy this is not going to come across. I know people are going to think this is a sarcastic shot. I'm very happy that he was not harmed in that home invasion, because that could have went really bad. So this is a real thing. He said horrible lies and weird shit about me. I'm very happy he was not harmed in that home invasion. That could have got really bad.
When was the home invasion?
From my understanding,
recently,
2 people tried to break into his house with guns. Yeah, very recently. and they were arrested. I don't know if he was making that up or not, but
wait, didn't you send him like a Christmas card
No,
or
I
something?
didn't.
Or didn't you send something to his house?
Man.
They like were like people were like, oh, that's bullshit.
yes.
Okay.
That was so funny though. Like, listen, man, I have no issue with anybody. I think that's funny that's thing.
That's like a thing.
Good. Keep the narrative going. I think it's fucking hilarious, and I do mean this wholeheartedly. I know his fans are gonna hate this because they want me to say something.
Right.
I know my fans are gonna be like, "Was this some pussy shit?" Like the amount of personal things said. I'm so glad with what's been going on.
People
that
losing
he
their
was
life, yeah.
not harmed in that home invasion, because from what I read,
It could have been
those
bad.
guys was ready. So
Was he just not home?
I don't know the foot. Something about some girl set him up.
If
and
I'm him, I got a safe room at the house.
I think a girl set him up, but it's not my story to tell. I just saw some clips, and you know, I stay on Reddit, so I do see what other people type. I can't say that they are the best source, but yeah, I saw that something happened with a girl set him up, and 2 people were arrested, and they had guns, and they were
Jesus Christ.
somebody was unlocking the door at his house, and
I think it was his girl's friend.
His girl's
Bro,
friend.
and listen, I don't want to. I may disagree with a lot of fucking things that kid stands for, says, whatever. I'm so happy he wasn't harmed because this shit is getting insane with the home invasions, and I don't want to see anybody.
Just people losing their life in general. Like
Yeah.
that kid, I think it was in Texas. That kid who like posted the picture in standing in the guy's blood, and then that same day he got killed. Did you see that?
No. And even what he was saying, I think Ak's mom was in there. Like that shit is like that shit is fucked up, bro. So that's like
fucked up.
that's just not funny. It's just not cool. Like I feel for bro.
Yeah. Are you like I mean,
Some would say he may deserve it, but I don't think someone deserves that. Like that's
my thing with Ak is like I think when he first came onto the scene, because I was not hip to his YouTube shit at all prior. I had no idea who he was prior to Everyday Struggle. So when the Everyday Struggle started to pop, I kind of got a kick out of this like internet dude who genuinely came off like a fan who was like happy to be there in a lot of these conversations he was having because Joe Budden would be there.
Yeah.
And that's why like that conversation with the Migos at BET was so funny because he just was so green and like happy to be talking to the Migos. And I think there was a moment where he just became like Big Ak. And it was like,
pause.
You know what I mean? Like his persona of like being like this fucking this guy, you know? And I'm like, sometimes like, and I respect dudes, like he's a hustler, you know, like I ain't mad at him, like, but I also think a certain point in times with Ak, it's like you kind of don't seem like the greatest dude, you know? Like but
I don't know him personally.
yeah. Neither do I, to be fair.
Yeah, as much as there's been an insane narrative that anything in my life has been affected by him, which is like absolutely egregiously false and hilarious. I don't. Yeah, it's more power to him.
Was gonna say-
like keep going, bro. Have a blast. Like
How do you-
there's nothing has been affected in my life.
How do you see like the evolution of like the space that we're all in, right? Like you said, we were talking earlier about what is hip hop media nowadays. Like there's the
Yeah.
Twitch guys, there's the Kaistanats, and then who's now on Rumble, I think. But it just feels like it's like forever an evolving thing. Like how do you feel about where it's going and where it's at?
I mean, that's kind of when I asked you that question at the beginning of the interview, where hip hop media is. That's why that list was so interesting to me. Outside of what everyone else thought, as far as the messiness, where is hip hop media going to go? Because we see with these live streaming sites, even with Rumble and everything, hip hop is not going to get it done. So
By itself, yeah.
I fear hip hop media will get pushed out of this entire world. I think hip hop gossip will continue to thrive. Don't get me wrong. Hip hop media will lose its strength unless somebody, and I'm not even mad at the people that are interviewing these guys, but it's the audience that we probably have to blame, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Myself included. I click all this salacious shit.
Me too.
Hip hop gossip is what's going to keep this shit going. I don't know where hip hop journalism is really going to lie in the next 10 years, especially with the younger kids. And I'm not being the old guy saying you young kids don't have it. Their worlds are just different. And so much of that gaming shit and everything that is going to be so profitable with live streams and podcasts, I don't really see where hip hop journalism really falls. And I also don't see these hip hop artists and the younger generation caring to do that.
They don't already.
Drink Champs is incredible. I'm so happy that Nori's able to talk to not only new artists, but people from his generation, because those are great conversations.
For sure.
And those artists also went on radio interviews. Press was a part of their fucking life. It's not weird to them.
They get it.
It's part of their being.
Right.
These young kids don't have to go do that.
They don't.
So that's not part of their DNA, which leaves the media people having to find other ways to do it, whether that be gaming, whether that be other interests, whether that be comedians.
Let's interview gang members.
Exactly. They
Dude,
have to.
I spent an hour on
find new
YouTube
shit,
last
so I
night
don't
watching
know.
Brick Baby and Crip Mac on No Jumper say fucking on Neighborhood like for 2 hours straight. It was it was the most entertaining YouTube shit I've watched in a long time.
And I'm saying what's going to be more popular within hip hop journalism or media if a rapper does an interview or someone does a whole gang breakdown of the gang that rapper came from. What's going to get more clicks?
Oh, the gang video, because we've seen it with like Swamp Stories and like these
Which, by the way, watch. Those are all great platforms. They do real research.
Dude, I remember
great.
I had to interview
But where does that leave Where is
Right.
hip hop journalism? At some point, Elliot Wilson is going to want to retire and go live with his wife.
and he's
chill.
like the last guy that you're like, oh, that person did a Rap Radar interview. Oh.
And I know for a
He's
fact
one of the last
there's younger kids out here that want to do that. I just don't know if the artists are going to want to do that.
And I don't know if Elliot gives a fuck to do every hot up and coming artist. They're very
No,
selective.
of course not. Why would he?
Yeah, of course he'll do NBA Youngboy. It's NBA Youngboy. So yeah, so you just kind of see it evolving into like the journalistic integrity
It's
continuing to be diminished.
But that's not a
because it's
a
already
slight-
kind of there. in my
That's not a
opinion.
slight at hip hop or the culture. I mean, let's look at the number one news outlets.
TMZ. Exactly.
CNN, Fox News. There's no journalism integrity there either.
Oh, it's
so why
the
would I
worst.
think hip hop would follow suit?
It's the worst.
Like America does not follow suit on journalism. That has changed. That's become a circus. That's about clicks. That's about salacious shit. Of course hip hop is going to end up. The world is that way. There's not one real journalism platform. I mean, you could find, depending on your political views, certain ones, but I don't know if there's like objective journalism happening in the world, period. So to have that
Everybody
conversation
has
about-
their angle and everyone has their. Yes, you're right.
So hip hop media, and then these artists don't. Playlists is what I need. I don't know if I need to go.
I'll go do the Rap Caviar podcast.
And on top of that,
Or-
if I got beef with an artist, I'm gonna have a salacious clip. I have my own fucking Instagram. I also can set up a microphone. Why do I need y'all?
I remember thinking that I was like, man, I was just talking with one of my friends about this the other day. I was like, if you're an artist in today's, landscape, a lot of these guys, an interview can only hurt you, right?
Yes,
Like, you're
this
not,
will probably hurt me.
like nothing new from me sitting down with whoever it is going to necessarily move the needle for me, but it can hurt me.
Yeah,
So it's like, why even do it? Like, if it's just the really the only the downside is very much there and the upside's not very measurable. Like,
and I'm stealing this, I think, from Steve Stout's book, but you'll know how popular an artist is now only based by the tickets that they sell. If you want to know how big an artist is, go look
to
at
the show.
So I relate that a lot to podcasting, not so much with the live show thing, but how much views are you getting without a guest?
Right.
And that's where the media shit is moving. You have to be a personality so much that you will move the needle weekly by
or
yourself
without.
or with your co-host, whatever. And those are moments when you have an artist to have a real interview. And I think journalism can happen in that regard. I think, Maul and I haven't had like the crazy salacious shit, but the interviews we have done, whether it be Russ or DJ Drama, like
did you guys have Belly on?
we cooked lamb chops with Belly.
Okay, that's what it was,
I mean, we had a nice conversation, but I wouldn't say it was an interview per se.
No, but you guys, I do feel like you're right. Like when I see you guys do an interview, I'm like, oh shit. Like I know you guys really fuck with the artist.
Yeah, and even if we don't, it's kind of has to be a reason outside of just to talk. Like, oh, they're doing the podcast run, and that's where I see the value with hip hop media, whether you're the media person or the artist. What is actually going to make sense and move the needle for both of you? And I don't know where that's going to happen in hip hop journalism unless all the hip hop media personalities can keep an audience without an artist. That gives an artist an incentive to go on there. If I'm an artist and you can't do that, I'm bringing my audience to you. I'll just set up a fucking microphone and go on IG Live.
That's what's like, I think for me, I've been like, okay, well, one, I'm syndicated on the radio all over the country every fucking day.
But you actually do, and why I said you belong on that list, is you actually do the journalism interviews.
I try.
Anytime
I just had a Young Nudie interview yesterday where we just got high the whole time and talked about fucking Pinky, the porn chick from back in the day,
But that separated you in this space, I feel like, because you have real interviews. And you're way more consistent than Elliot, because Elliot works on a different type of time.
And I'll just if I like somebody, I'm like, yo, I want to talk. Like, I know it's not going to do numbers, but I want to interview this person,
And that's valuable. I just don't know how long it's going to.
I want to interview Big X the Plug so bad. Have you listened to this guy?
No.
He's from Dallas. He's so fucking hard, bro. DMing this guy all the fucking time. Like, bro, when the fuck y'all coming to LA? Big X the Plug. He's on United Masters, so he's a Steve Stout guy, but he's hard, bro. He's got a song called Texas, but he's got a song called Big Stepper. He's got, bruh.
He's going up.
He's fire.
Yeah.
Big X the Plug. But see, to me, that's kind of how I got involved in this whole shit, was like, I was just a hip hop head, and I started doing radio because I couldn't rap or make beats or.
Did you try to rap?
I wrote raps. I never tried. I never recorded
I
a
wouldn't
song.
trust you if you didn't try.
No, I tried.
Okay. Yeah, I don't trust
Well, I didn't say I tried. I wrote stuff. Like, I'd be in school writing raps, but I never performed or recorded a verse or anything.
I just have a weird thing. I don't trust anyone that didn't at least try to.
No, I wrote for sure. I would just write hella scribbles and shit. But for me, it's almost like you said. It's like, not only am I doing the YouTube and that, but I'm also on the radio. So I'm like, if I play someone's song once, it's 25 spins.
Yeah.
And I'm on Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. So it's like I kind of have that advantage going for me. But I definitely I moved into this new compound, so we're gonna start rolling out just different non-interview types of content. Because like you said, how long is that gonna last?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's it's really like.
But again, at least you have the luxury of having a staple in the podcast culture that we know we're gonna get a real interview from someone.
Right.
Where there is a lot of guest-based pods that just it's bullshit and they rely on a guest every single time. You and Elliot, at least we know this will be a form interview. I mean, I'm not sure this one was, but I'm not a rapper. All my fault. But
yeah,
even when the Gibbs shit was happening, when he popped up with you, I'm not sure which Gibbs one I'm in the timeline here.
Yeah, which
I was like, at least, all right, I know this is going to be a real interview, going to be a real conversation, because Kev gets respect from every rapper I know. They'll have a real conversation. It'll go somewhere. Kev is going to ask real questions. That's so lost in the guest-based podcast world.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think it's going to
Yeah, the Fred thing was Fred's
you are an anomaly.
Fred's one of my best friends, so, for me, when he beefs with the world, it complicates my relationship with the world. God bless him.
Love Freddie.
But I'm the guy who gets the call yo, what's fucking S-Dot just called me 3 days ago and was like, what is this Freddie Gibbs I'm seeing on Twitter? And I'm like, bruh, I don't want to get into it, man. I'm too close to the situation.
Got to be the name of the next album, right?
I love the fact that he leaned into it.
But he's the best at the internet.
He's the best.
I knew he would do that.
He had to lean into it, man. And but
somebody said that he was spreading his stink star, and he replied with, "Yo, you got big titties." What? That's the only way you could reply to that.
Great response. Sure.
That's a perfect Twitter response. She said something hilarious, and so did he.
Yeah, and my other thing too is I try not to dive into the low hanging fruit beef shit I just some shit I'm I would just rather not intentionally add to certain shit. Now I might end up adding to certain shit, but it ain't some of these platforms and I watch them. I got love for Vlad and all those guys. I watch Vlad shit all the time, but it's just I don't know. For me, it's at the moment it's working, but you're right. It's the guest based shit is at a certain point in time it's definitely got to evolve into something else. And you guys have done such a great job of doing that because people are there for you guys. And if you guys happen to have a guest, fucking sweet. It's going to be a great interview because you guys do great conversations.
If you had Vlad on, what would be the first question you would ask him?
Fuck, man, I don't know. I've asked Vlad to come on the podcast because he'll text me sometimes or call me sometimes. And he said I didn't have enough viewers for him. He said it wasn't popping. So I think I got the text in here. But
I mean, I appreciate the honesty, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, and I respect. Hey. Also, I didn't take that shit personally. I was
I
like,
wouldn't have taken that personally.
I was like, hey, bro, I get it.
Yeah.
All good. Like, hopefully one day, you know? Like, he had hit me for a contact on cannabis. Oh, you know what it was? He called me because he was like, I didn't want to send this over text. He was like, but, you know, I'm looking at your numbers and like, you know. And I'm like, dude, you're fucking rich.
Yeah.
So for you to like take time away from your family, take time away from your business, I get it, bro. All good. I didn't take it.
Vlad is rich. He's never told us that.
He tells us that a lot.
I had no idea.
I mean, have you seen the way he dresses?
No, he's not on camera.
Well, no, sometimes when he is, it's like fucking Louis you know how they say you can either wear the designer or let the designer wear you? I would say the designer's wearing Vlad.
He walks into Saks and just give me the mannequin.
Yeah, give me the whole shit. Give me the glasses. Give me the fucking shorts. Give me the shoes. Give me the socks.
Yeah.
You know, it's shout out to Vlad. By the way, Rap Phenomenon, was it the first one? It was a Rap Phenomenon 2 that he was the
Tupac one?
Tupac one.
Tupac
Green
one was
Lantern?
great.
Was that the one with Green Lantern?
I believe so, yeah. Him and Green Lantern.
God, Green Lantern's a goat, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Green should do more podcasting, I feel like.
Me and him were just together in Vegas, and
he has a lot of stories he probably just can't tell.
Correct.
That's what
Correct.
it is. Because Green and I've had great conversations where I'm like, this would be the greatest
he's
podcast.
got tons of those, and I just want to know, like, you know, the Eminem shit. What happened with the I mean, we know what happened with the shady shit with like the Jadakiss G-Unit shit or whatever.
Yeah.
But this guy was Jay-Z's DJ, Eminem's DJ, and he's Nas's DJ.
Yeah,
There's no way
he's a goat.
he doesn't have some wild. But if you know Green, which you know him, there's just, I don't think there's a chance in hell he'll ever like really dive into a lot of that shit. He told me though a couple weeks ago on 420 because we were doing Hardin in Vegas together, and he was like, "I'm going to do your podcast when I have something to promote."
I did say that similar.
Yeah, you told me the same thing. He has nothing to promote. You know, he put out that Big Pun Jada song, which
But Green's kind of like, speaking of Vlad, I've seen Vlad's like moved into the mafia part of YouTube, which I get, I respect it. You have to grow the page, but you know, picking the people that already have huge numbers in the mafia space and telling the same stories that were out already. But I get it. Vlad is a different audience. Green is like that, but music industry wise. When I look at the mob shit, I'm like, if this guy's telling the story, obviously either ratted or he's lying because he wouldn't be able to tell this.
He wouldn't be alive.
Green is like that for me with hip hop. He can't get on a mic and talk about it. He wouldn't be someone you could interview. Because you even see people in hip hop that go on these, like the behind the scenes guys that tell these crazy stories. I'm like, he might have to be lying because the people that can't tell this story aren't going to tell it.
I feel like Vlad has one of those guys on the show every 2 weeks.
Oh, it's entertaining.
Where you're like, yo, there's just this random like bodyguard. And he's just saying, like, I know who killed Tupac. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I was under the Mercedes. I had a GoPro at the time before they came out. And then Vlad will like, you know.
He interviewed someone that pulled up on a bicycle to the Tupac scene. I was like,
are you kidding?
I believe it was the first responder. He just happened to be on a Schwinn.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. Listen, I have a lot of disagreements with Vlad.
Right. That's great though.
Him and I guess don't get along. I don't know. I have a lot of issues with people I've never met or spoken to.
Right.
But when there's positive things to watch, Vlad related, I watch.
Yeah, I just watched him and Charlemagne, and I watched him and who was he?
Look at the growth of Charlemagne. I watched a few of those clips too.
Yeah, Charlemagne's a grown ass man now. I love it. It's great.
Oh, it's like finding out Santa isn't real.
Fucking A.
The nerve of you to mature.
The album is out.
Yes, I thought it'd be different. May 27th, 6th. I can't remember anymore.
Who did all the artwork? Because it's real art.
All the artwork was by a gentleman by the name of Ezra Cohen. For the people that have watched our podcast visually when it was at my house, now we're in a new studio, but the artwork behind us that you can kind of see because it's so big, Ezra did. He did all the singles, the album. Like, he's one of the most talented painters, I think, out, period. And him even doing the music thing was cool because he's very much in the art world. Like, he's gallery, Lower East Side, studio, Hell's Kitchen. Like, he's not in our world. So the fact that he was so open to do this stuff was amazing.
Do you have to pay him?
Of course.
I don't know. I gotta ask.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if he's like, yo, man,
everyone can speak to my business on this album. There's a way to do good business no matter what. I hate when people would say industry standards. No, there's a way. That's a facade. There's a way to do good business. Even if Ezra said he'd do it for free, I wouldn't do that.
You gotta take care of him.
Of course, he worked really well in this project. So,
how many songs is it?
13.
13 records, tons of features, dope production on the album.
Compilation. I mean, had to be features.
I mean, it is a compliment. You're not rapping. You're not singing.
I might on the second one. Who knows?
You know what's funny? When I would always hear you drop these nuggets about you were working on an album,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I didn't know Rory rapped. I'm like,
I rap on the show pretty often, but people don't.
but
seem to
I was
like
like, I just assumed you were like gonna rap. Because it was
No.
like this like secret project that you had, working on. I'm like, oh shit, Rory's making music. I knew you were working with Emotional Oranges.
Yeah.
Because you manage them? Mm-hmm. Shout out to, I've known Azad for,
He was supposed to pull up, but had a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, so I played his song Spiderwebs on the radio in Las Vegas in 2010 on my underground hip hop show.
Yeah.
Very talented guy.
Super talented. And helped me, I mean, EP'd the project with me. Azad, that's my partner, that's my guy.
Great guy.
The best. So he was a instrumental, no pun intended, part of this entire process. So it was great to have Azad help me with this. And just having Emotional Orange as part of it, just our internal production crew, like this really wasn't like send out records, like send beats. Like this was start from scratch. Some 30-second ideas maybe started, but yeah, this was very much creating an album amongst the internal crew.
Because a lot of times you'd be like, yo, this guy probably sent beats out, put together some uncohesive record.
Oh, for sure.
Yo, just give me a 16 and I'll figure the rest out.
Yeah.
I'll build around that,
And even like the few times that artists weren't in there, they'll send just their verse over maybe just keys or maybe just a drum loop I sent.
Right.
And then we go in and Frankenstein the entire thing. Like
it was drum still Shelley or is he back to drum?
He was drum, Shelley, and now he's back to drum, yeah.
Okay. Is he good? He's good.
Drum is great, yeah. Drum is
Very
really,
talented
really good.
guy.
One of the most talented people I've ever
I only
worked
asked
with ever.
He once fell asleep during an interview on camera with me.
What year was it though?
2016.
Okay, Drum is sober now. And
Yeah, he was not sober then.
Yes, Drum is sober now. Drum is doing amazing. Again, one of the most talented people I ever worked with. One of the fastest workers
he's
too.
An
like,
alien.
I'm a slow worker when it comes to music. Like it's gonna take me some time. Drum and I cooked up I Want You, But You'll Never Know It's on my album, and Phone Can Die, which is on his, in one weekend, and each session was like an hour and a half.
Drum's a beast.
Like it was fucking crazy how fast we worked together, and that may be chemistry, but also Drum is just an alien in that regard. And yeah, one of the most talented people I know.
Anything on the way that you could speak on? Any podcast stuff you guys are working on? Anything live show? I know you guys do the live show thing. Obviously, the merch is booming.
Yeah, so we actually have more merch coming.
What was the Bare Minimum Boys? Is a T-shirt you can go buy?
Yeah, it's off the market now. It was just for a day you could buy it.
Fucking great.
But we have our actual merch, which we pride ourselves on having the best merch in the podcast space. Right. Like it's not tour T-shirts
Patreon
that you drive once and are gone. But yes, Patreon. We're in our new studio now. We have by the time you're hearing this, we have more sketches out. I think tomorrow, Monday.
New merch on 2 weeks.
New merch on
merch in 2 weeks. We with this new studio space and office space, we're back to getting in the actual rhythm. So
would you do another podcast? Because there's a lot of people, especially in the comedic world, that they do like multiple podcasts. Like you got like Tom Segura, he does one with his wife.
Yeah.
He does one with Bert Kreischer.
I haven't pitched it to him, but t-rell Grice, who has one of my favorite YouTube platforms, where he has R&B singers come on and they do like a word game where he'll say a word and they have to sing a song that has that word in it, like with a singer.
Right.
One of my favorite platforms by far, and just like one of the coolest guys I think on YouTube. I would love to do some type of R&B thing with him.
That'd be dope.
But he may be too big for me now. I don't know.
Well, because there's like only, I think, the R&B Money podcast, and then what you guys and what Joe, I feel like you guys and Joe's,
and we weren't even like we touched upon R&B, but we weren't an R&B podcast.
People talk about it.
Yeah, so I think that space definitely has a void to fill, and this album could start that. But again, I needed a year to get this shit off the ground with a new one.
Well, go run it up, stream it.
Yes, I thought it'd be different.
Thought it'd be different
on all platforms. Buy it. Vinyl will be out probably next year because that shit takes
vinyl
forever.
takes forever.
Shit takes fucking forever.
Very long time.
But designing the artwork for that now, they have the masters, and we found a company that I think can turn it over in less than a year. So
there it is, man. Well, I appreciate you pulling up.
I appreciate
My
you having
guy,
me.
We finally made it happen. You
been
finally
wanting-
have something to promote.
Been wanting to do this for quite some time, but you know,
Rory,
this made
thank you,
more
brother.
sense.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Boom. Fire. Hey, we got to wrap up an interview brought to you by Hardin Las Vegas. Appreciate y'all watching. Hey, don't forget, when you go to Vegas, you got to go to Hardin, man. It's the craziest dispensary you'll ever walk into. It smells like fucking heaven in there. All right? Get in that Uber when you hit Sin City. Tell them, take me to Hardin. They're going to take you. You're going to get a wild selection of the just top of the line cannabis. The best selection you'll go be able to see in the U.S. Plus, on top of that, they got the crazy gear. They got the clothes, they got the bikinis, they got a wonderful selection of bud tenders that are very good at their job, man. They'll take care of you. Tell them that Bootleg Kev sent you. The bud tenders of Hardin, they'll know what that means. They're going to get you hooked up right. All right, go follow them online, Hardin_Las Vegas, or just go check out their website too, man, HardinLasVegas.com. And when you're in Vegas, pull up to Hardin or you're playing yourself, for real.